right, here we go. Math Hoffa, welcome back to Vlad TV.
I'm here.
Yeah, I did your show, about a month ago or so.
Right.
Now.
This
is how we do it.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, this is how I like, working with other media companies.
Right.
We all work together. We all share our fan bases with each other and support, everything else like that. Now, you think that I probably just randomly hit you up for an interview. There's actually a big announcement that I'm going to make right now. I'm officially announcing that I'm quitting my job as co-host of My Expert Opinion. Even though I've never actually been hired, I'm quitting. I'm quitting. And I'm going on a promo run, letting everyone know about all the bad treatment I've gotten from you. I'm charging for interviews. And that's going to be my new career.
Wow.
To talk bad about you. I'm actually working on a documentary called Surviving P. Mitty.
P. Mitty? I'm P. Mitty?
You're P. Mitty.
I'm P. Oh, come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and I'm going to expose to everyone that you have hidden cameras in the barbershop seats. So whenever anyone sits down, you can go back and review the video of their butts afterwards.
Oh, man.
Start a GoFundMe. It's coming out on VHS and Betamax.
Of course.
Yes.
GoFundMe is necessary.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. That's what's happening right now.
Because you were so underpaid.
Yes. Right? Yes. I'm joining the crowd of people that have quit my expert opinion. Because every time I come there, it's kind of a new crew of people outside of Mecca.
Right.
And you, of course.
Well, when you walk into a barbershop, is it always the same people there?
Yeah, I guess you can sort of compare it to that situation.
Right.
So it's
but
usually you see the same core group of barbers there. That's not true. Yeah, usually the same core group of barbers are there. There's some people that switch out.
Right, but as far as the non-barbers, the crowd always changes, right?
Yes. Is Mecca the only original co-host that's still there since I started doing your show?
Mecca's not an original co-host.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Okay. Well, ever since I've done it, he's been there.
The first time that you
First
came
time
on,
I
Mecca
did
was
it,
there.
Mecca was there.
Right.
So
Okay.
I don't know what happened before then.
Right.
But since I was there, Mecca's been there.
Right.
To your right. Everyone else, to my left and to the far right.
It gets confusing after a while.
You're still there, so it's not that confusing.
Yeah.
But
the name of the show is Math Hoffa's My Expert Opinion.
Right. Because last time I was there, I was actually surprised. What's the name of the big dude that was there before?
I'd rather not say his name on camera.
Okay, well, that guy.
Right.
He's no longer there.
You guys actually had a little situation.
You told me that, but I have no idea about this. That's the first time I'm ever hearing about it. He never reached out to me, big up. That's what I'm going to say.
Right.
He's never said, hey, Vlad, I have some sort of problem. You told me that he has some sort of issue, and I'm like, I have no idea.
You tried to pay one of his security
I didn't
guards.
try to pay anybody. Maybe my assistant may have reached out because we have a list of security guards that we use in New York. So maybe my assistant.
No, it was somebody that you got through him.
Yeah, so maybe my assistant reached out to somebody that we got through him, but it wasn't me directing that. And if that was really the case, then he has my phone number. He could have called me and said something.
Right.
I'm finding out for the first time when you told me that day when I did the show last time. So closed mouths don't get fed. If you have a problem, it could have been handled right then and there. I don't like when people have a problem and just quietly sit there.
Quietly sit there.
Quietly sit there.
Lets it brew, and then it becomes
simmer and brew.
And then they're secretly getting you back for things, and you don't even know that the problem exists until one day it just boils over, and you're caught off guard, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?" One thing that I pride myself on is being confrontational if I feel like something is a big enough issue and not being catty. But I realize that's not like a common personality trait. A lot of times there are people just sitting around you and things are just festering. And for whatever reason, they just don't feel like they could come to you like a man and talk about it.
People in general especially in entertainment, are very non-confrontational, which has always struck me as odd. If you ask someone something like, hey, I want to do something with you, and they don't want to do it, 90% of the time, they will not answer you as opposed to telling you no.
Right.
They will just ignore your text or your DM or your email or whatever else that you reach out through, and they just won't respond.
Right.
As opposed to saying, hey, I can't do it right now. Let's circle back later.
What causes that? I don't know.
Maybe they want to leave the door open in case they change their mind. Maybe they don't want to deal with the backlash of telling you no. I don't know. I'll just tell people no. You know, I remember me and Bootleg Kev kind of had kind of this little moment once where he was like, hey, you know, this is kind of early on in his YouTube career. He said, hey, can you do my show? And I called him. I said, hey, listen, I respect what you do, but right now, your platform isn't that big. You don't have a lot of followers. You're not really getting a lot of views, but let's just circle back at a later point. And I remember he did a couple of interviews. Yeah, Vlad said, oh, my platform is not big enough to do interviews with me. And I remember I called him. I'm like, yeah, I know, I told you that, but you're kind of changing the story. You're telling people last year when it was really like 3 years ago.
Right.
So just keep it accurate.
Wow.
But yeah, like I would just tell him, say, listen, like, I respect what you do. It's just right now my time is limited and I got to focus. If I do platforms, they have to kind of be bigger platforms, which is the same thing with me.
Right.
For some people, Vlad TV is not a big enough platform. They want to do Good Morning America or they want to do, whatever.
Good Morning America does numbers like that?
Well, Good Morning America is a pretty big platform. I mean, it's broadcast to all of America
right.
in the morning.
Right.
Everyone tunes in and it's very... I've never done Good Morning America, but, I've done Pierce Morgan, I've done NBC News, CNN.
Right. Shout out to Bootleg Kev, though.
Yeah,
shout out to all the
Kev.
guys that kind of like contribute in this space.
Yeah, and I told him, last time we talked, I said, hey, listen, this year I'll do your platform. Just reach out to me. You've grown quite a bit, and, I'll come do it now.
Right.
I'm not tripping, I'm just being honest. But I think like a lot of people, they don't want to be told the truth that they're not where they think they are at that moment. And they sometimes take it personally. And they sometimes get mad because you don't see their vision. But you're not supposed to see their vision. It's
right.
their
vision.
Their
vision. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I guess it goes vice versa. I guess a lot of people that I had a vision for didn't see it.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
Yeah. So who's the current set of hosts right now?
Right now? It's me.
Okay.
Mech.
Yep.
Shout out to Mech. Mech is, I would really like for Mech to just take over one day. Like.
Yeah. Mecca, did he
Mecca,
write the first article about me in the source ever?
I'm not sure.
There's some sort of
first.
There's some sort of old connection between me and him.
Yeah, he was definitely a writer for the Source
I think he
magazine.
may have the first time I showed up in the Source and had my photograph in there.
Yeah.
And there was a whole photo shoot.
But
I think he may have been the writer. That's how far me and him go back. So this was like 2002.
Right. So yeah, Mech, and my long-term friend, Gap Murder. Those are the two co-hosts right now. And I'm probably about to go higher. Yeah, Gat Murder.
Gap. Oh,
Gat.
they say Gat.
Gat.
Gat, as in a
Gat
gun.
Murder.
Hope he doesn't.
Gat Murder.
I hope he doesn't catch any crimes, man, because that name is not going to help him out in the courtroom.
No, but that's been my people's for a very long time. Like Gat is like one of those. He's super solid.
No, I feel you. I'm just saying, if your nickname is Murder, you probably should never do any crimes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You'd be the first person they look at it.
Look at C Murder right now. Look at, what was the dude with with the 9 trays?
Mel
Murder.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. The word murder in your name.
No, Gat is he's pretty much cool with everyone.
Good.
Like, I don't
That's
think
the way
there's
it
a
should
rapper
be.
in New York City who doesn't know Gap Murder.
Gap murder. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
You know?
Keep them out of trouble. That's all I'm asking.
So it's those two right now, and I'm probably about to hire about 6 more people.
So you want 9 people in barbershop chairs plus the host? Plus, I mean, the interviewee, I mean?
Yes.
So you want 10 people having a conversation at once?
No, not at once, but just
Well, yeah, I
different.
mean, not at once, but still 10 people there.
Yeah.
Do you have that many barbershop chairs?
No, not at. They're not all going to be
Oh,
there
I
at the
see.
same
You
time,
rotated
like
them in and
different
out.
teams.
Because it's what, six chairs?
Yeah, it's 6 chairs.
6 chairs. Okay.
But different teams
Yeah.
for like different occasions.
Well, look, man, you my man. So I remember being on YouTube the other day, and one of your co-hosts is doing an interview with B High from, an ATL. And I'm like, oh, this guy used to sit to the left of me, when I did one of my interviews. Now he's doing interviews about no longer being with Math. I'm like, I had to give you a hard time over it. I had to poke you a little bit.
But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I wish all those dudes, what they deserve.
There you have it.
Yeah.
There you have it. Well, like I said, I'm quitting. So,
You about to go on a press run?
I'm about to go on a press run.
Yo,
Exactly.
let me tell you, Math Hoffa doesn't wipe his fingers after eating.
Nah, 2 of the guys reached out to us, to one of my town coordinators, and was like, yeah, we want to do an interview, and we want like a few $1,000s or something, and I'm like, man, I'm not paying y'all nothing.
Wow.
Get out of here. I'm not doing that. I'm not even doing the interview, period, much less pay you to do this interview. Nah, I'm good. Good luck to y'all. I got nothing against y'all. I'm just not
How much did they ask for?
Oh, man. I think it was like maybe 5,000 or something.
A piece?
Maybe total.
Wow.
Something like that.
Wow.
Or maybe 2,500.
How much would you have paid?
Nothing. I'm not doing the interview. That's what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't do it for free. Which was why them asking for money was even more crazy. Now, I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to us. Or maybe one of my talent coordinators was already talking to them or something.
Right.
So it came in my mailbox. It was like, oh, so, these 2 guys want to do it. They want this much. I'm like, I'm not doing it. Period.
There's a misconception going around that all of our platforms, there's certain interviews that I know you're like, okay, I want this in the bag, so we're gonna negotiate something. Mm-hmm. And I'm still kind of slow to that type of thing because I feel like I kind of want my guests to look at it as a mutual opportunity.
Yeah.
In your case, you're getting a different type of information. In my case, we're actually trying to display some sort of camaraderie and unity and have a good time and stuff like that.
Yeah. We do that too.
Yeah.
But we're a little bit more...
Right. You're different,
explorative.
Vlad. You're different, Vlad.
Yeah.
You're top of the food chain. Fuck the big threes, just big me. I already know. Like, I saw your tweet yesterday.
I said, fuck the big 3, it's just big V.
Big V, yeah. So, I think for some reason it's starting to circulate that everybody thinks that if you go on a platform that has some sort of status, that they got to cut you a check.
Well, there's nothing wrong with people thinking that, and there's nothing wrong with paying.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a business.
But there is something wrong with the numbers people are throwing out.
Well, people are going to ask for what they ask for. People have bills, and they feel their story is worth something. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they overvalue what they think, and they'll say, oh, well, you have 6 million subscribers, so you're gonna make $1 million off this. Like, no, we're not. That's not how it works. And over time, what we've done is we've actually, because I've invested probably about $1 million into my back end.
Right.
So we actually even have a system now where every interview we've done over the past year, it breaks it down to how much it costs us between all the production, the appearance fee, if there is one, travel, and then how much revenue it's made off of YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat. We're now on Spotify as well. And all those numbers get put together and we see whether there's a profit or not.
Right.
And, that helps us sort of gauge based on past performance, how much we should pay, if we do pay at all, for future performance. We don't pay everybody. There's lots of people we don't pay.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you're on a promo run and you got a project like Donnell Rollins, he's promoting his Netflix special.
You're going to be on everyone's platform.
And he doesn't want anything to be paid. Like, he's trying to promote his special. He's got his hoodie on with the name of the special on and everything else like that. So, I'm not going to pay him. He's not going to ask me for nothing. That's just life.
Right.
But there's certain people that won't do an interview unless you pay them. It doesn't matter whether it's Good Morning America or 60 Minutes or whatever else. For them, it's a business. If you want my story, and sometimes it's the first time telling this story, I'm going to need a check.
Right.
And sometimes these negotiations go on for years. Literally
for years.
Yes.
You've had to negotiate with people for years?
For years.
That's crazy.
It took years for me to get the Sammy the Bull interview. Because we kept
going back and forth.
Back and forth. He wants this much. I want this much. All right, I'll do. We'll agree on a number, but I want to talk about this. No, we don't want to talk about any of that. We just want to talk about this. Well, then it's not worth that. And even the day of the interview, we got into an argument about it. Before the interview, we finally worked it out and it ended up being a great interview. We did a second interview. Sometimes we lose money. Sometimes we make money, and that's just life.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, but
I think you have an overhead.
Yeah.
Of course, you got to deduct that.
Right.
With my show, I have an overhead.
Right.
When I had more co-hosts, the overhead was even bigger. So it didn't make sense because some of those interviews, I might be a huge fan of the person I'm sitting across from.
Yeah.
But I might start dropping the footage and realize not everybody is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of older people, it seems, like older guests. For us, it's like, oh, I can't wait, to do this, and this is going to do huge. And then you realize that the audience is a little too young to know who this is. When I interviewed Evander Holyfield, I lost money on that interview after paying him. And what he was asking for was not insane, but it was a nice amount. But then again, this is a former world champion boxer, and he fought Tyson and got his ear bit, and there's a whole story about him losing his house, and there's a lot there. And he sat there and answered every question. He was professional, polite. I have no complaints. But once we rolled it out, it didn't do the views.
I think Mike Tyson's visibility kind of tuned that down a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. And Dominique Wilkins, same kind of thing. After paying him, we ended up not making money off it. We lost some money.
Dominique, that's crazy.
But I'm a fan. I'm glad I have the interview, but we lost some money on it.
Right.
And that's life. But that it starts to realize, okay, like sports people, older sports people, it doesn't always click with our audience.
Right.
So, moving forward, when we get offers and we say, well, we can only pay this much, oh, we're insulted. It's like, well, you could be insulted, but we're not just going to do it and lose money. Like,
yeah, and that's just that.
Yeah, you could be insulted. A lot of times they'll come back and say, okay, fine, we'll do it. Most times. Because, you got to stand by, hold your ground. Because it's like, I'm not going to do something that loses money.
Right.
At the end of the day, we're all trying to make money, and we're all, but at the end of the day, like, there's lots of platforms that never pay. And, I would never ask the Breakfast Club for money. I didn't ask Nori for money, I even flew myself in and put myself up in my own transportation. And that's
Likewise. I flew the team down.
Yeah.
We're going to do Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? That's a look for everybody.
It's a look for everybody.
But I guess there's certain platforms that's out there now that I don't know if they have like a budget to spend on stuff like that. But some of the things I've been hearing is like,
yeah,
they fucking up the game.
I think that, it's no different than like startup companies. Sometimes you get investments, right? And I've seen this for 30 years where like you get a bag of money and you got to spend it because you're trying to show your investors that you're getting traction. And if you don't show something, they'll pull the money. So yeah, you're right. I'm not going to name any names, but there's a lot of platforms that pay people a bunch of money, and you look at the views and you're like, how do they make this back? I don't think they made it back.
It didn't even out.
Yeah, like they lost money. And people think, well, I got this from this platform and your platform's bigger, so you should pay twice that. And I'm like, I wouldn't pay half that.
Right. It didn't make sense for them.
I don't know why they paid you that.
Matter of fact, look around, you bankrupted them, and now they're not even a platform anymore, you know what I mean?
Right. And that's what's going to happen.
And then you see the guys who go around snatching these bags up for interviews. You start to see them ending up in like people's living rooms and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you're just taking the money and going wherever it is. Like, guys like, yo, come to my house, sit on my couch, and I'll interview you there. And can you try to go viral? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Yep.
I wanted, for when people came to my expert opinion, I wanted it to feel like a privilege.
Yeah.
You know, you here with the guys in the shop, and you know we're gonna get in depth. We're gonna get some sort of information out of you that you probably wouldn't be comfortable with telling another platform.
Yeah, I dig it, man. Right. I've been on the platform, 3 or 4 times now? Yeah, I like the platform.
Yeah, you always have a good time.
Yeah, and I always say yes. If I'm in town,
right,
and if I have time, I'll be like, yeah, let's do it.
If you guys ever want to hear Vlad laugh really hard, just watch his episodes on my expert opinion.
Well, hip-hop is at war right now. Everyone's going at it.
Listen, I'm coining this. This is the hip-hop civil war.
Okay, I like that.
It's
hip-hop
the hip-hop
civil war.
Yes.
The hip-hop civil war.
American rappers are trying to break free of a Canadian dictator who's been terrorizing their lives and stealing their bitches for years. And they can't take it anymore. You know what I'm saying? And like, leave our bitches alone. Leave our bitches alone.
Well, the last time you and I had this conversation was actually on your show.
Right.
At that time, Kendrick had dropped his verse dissing Drake and J. Cole on Like That.
Mm-hmm.
And J. Cole responded. And me, you, and everyone else in that room all agreed Kendrick won, J. Cole 0.
Right.
But none of us were prepared for what happened next.
Happened after. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
For the first time in hip-hop history, a rapper actually took back their diss record, apologized to the person.
Apologized to him.
They dissed, and now he's taking the song off all streaming platforms on top of that.
Now, I gotta wonder, did he do it because people didn't think that it was like a top 5, top 10 diss? There was a little bit of criticism.
There's a lot of criticism.
Is it because he really fucks with Kendrick? And if he really fucks with Kendrick like that, and Kendrick is like, fuck you on a record, why would that cause you, like he said he lost sleep. I was like, damn, I would have took an Ambien or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker said, fuck me, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, nobody was prepared for that. I bet you there was so many people at that concert that were just waiting for him to perform that record.
Yeah.
His fans were like, yeah, we want to just rally. We want to rally behind you and go J. Cole. You know, you've been talking about being the best rapper for so long. And if a rapper ever played a game with you or said your name or took a shot at you, what would happen to him? You know, the sky opened up, God was crying and all that, you know what I mean? And then we finally get to see it. And he apologizes a couple days later.
Yeah, on stage.
On stage.
Horrible.
Now that's well within his right.
Horrible.
That's well within his right, though, Vlad.
Of course it is. It's with anyone's right to do whatever they feel they should do. It's a free country.
Right.
But on a hip-hop level, that was horrible. Now, when I said it, when I was going hard on Twitter about it. I don't know if you saw, but I'm like, J. Cole just changed his name to J. Fold.
J. Fold. I kind of.
From now on, his catchphrase will be Fold World.
Fold World. You got that from me, Vlad. I started that shit. Yeah, I started that shit.
Okay, well,
I started that shit.
We both came up with it at separate times.
Right.
I didn't see yours, but hey, if you said it first, okay, cool.
Fold World.
Great minds think alike. Fold World.
Fold World.
New album's going to be called The Envelope.
But you know what? What people don't realize is that diss record was the only time that he dissed him. Sneaky light-skinned shit. You got to pay attention to these niggas. You got to pay attention to these niggas. He has a track on the same album with Absol and Daylight.
Right. No, we talked about this.
2 TDE affiliates.
Well, one actually
artists.
Signed to TDE. The other one semi-signed to TDE.
And supposedly he's dissing Kendrick on that track too.
Exactly.
He didn't take that one down. And he kind of like, I got your peoples over here, you know?
Right.
You know, like the ransom note, like,
yeah.
Look, this your man, right?
Yeah,
this your man, right?
Daylight, I called Daylight about this. We had a conversation about it. And, you know, he understood the whole thing. See, I remember Daylight had mentioned to me that he had a J. Cole song. And I thought that was it, but he said there's actually a bunch of J. Cole songs that he has.
Right.
So that's just one of them. But
it's Daylight, you never know.
Nah, Daylight, when me and him have personal conversations, I get the real Daylight.
Yeah, I used to think that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I love Daylight, but sometimes, man, does he love to troll, bro?
Okay,
you just,
even privately, huh?
If he could get you in private and just he knows about it, like he'll get you. He'll get you.
Well,
but even that, like,
listen, my thing is this, because me and Russell Simmons kind of went back and forth about this, because he was like, I remember when I posted on Instagram, he responded, it was like, oh no, like this is growth, and you know, and hip hop beef turns deadly, and I applaud him, and I had to hit him personally and be
what
like,
the fuck?
Russell, listen, J. Cole's not PM Dawn.
You know what I'm
okay? He has been talking his shit for a decade.
Yes.
He's the best. No rapper can compete with me. If I ever diss someone, I'm going to bury him. Ain't no rappers good enough to do appearances on my albums. He dissed white rappers on Fire Squad. He dissed Iggy Azalea. He dissed Lil Pump.
He dissed Kanye. Didn't apologize for none of that shit.
Didn't apologize for none of that. So finally, someone calls you out and you officially respond, and 2 days later you apologize with your, tail tucked between your legs. I'm sorry. On a hip-hop level, I'm not buying it. On a human level, okay, I get it.
Do you?
Well, yeah, man.
Well, explain it to me, because I still don't get it. On a human level,
I mean, listen, if you feel like it's not really you and it's not your spirit and you're trying to find inner peace as a human being, okay, cool, I get it. But this is hip hop. And you've been talking your shit for a decade.
Right.
And you know who agrees with me? Kanye West. Because he did that interview recently. He was like, yeah, fuck all that apologizing shit.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Fuck all that.
Yeah.
And he dissed J. Cole on the Like That remix.
Along with Drake. But now he's on the side of it's a whole hip-hop civil war going down. All right. Yes. As far as J. Cole goes, I wonder if you saw Belly before, right?
Yeah.
You remember AZ? Remember that scene with AZ when, he's standing there with the babies talking to Nas. He looks over Nas' shoulder and he sees the guy coming and he's like, yeah, done. I'm gonna check you later.
I'm out.
I feel like J. Cole kind of did that to Drake. Like, oh shit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen, man, I've been losing sleep over this shit. So I'ma just bow out, man. You handle your shit. I know you got it, bro. He stepped to the left. Steps to the left. Comes out on stage with Kendrick afterwards.
Wait, what?
Wait.
J. Cole came out.
Let me just make sure. I could have.
No, I don't think
I could have sworn that he came out on stage.
No.
Was that was it
probably an old
You think so?
I know so.
Old footage?
That would have been everywhere. No, it did not. He did not come out on stage.
All right. Yeah, Twitter, you got me.
Yeah.
You know
Twitter
what I mean?
will do that to you.
Yeah. So he steps to the left. Drake turns around. He's like, Oh. I'm putting cases on all you motherfuckers. You think you could do this to me?
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
He bounces from the scene, spins the block.
Yes.
Pulls up to the block party, lets it off.
Push-ups.
Right. Rick Ross comes running out the house. Pat, 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 pat. You know what I'm saying? Kanye shows up. It's this whole shit is crazy. This whole shit is crazy.
What I said was if Kendrick doesn't respond to push-ups, it's 1-0.
If he doesn't respond?
He doesn't. Push-ups was a better diss record than what Kendrick has done so far.
Kendrick is a phenomenal artist, and people think for some reason, if I say, yo, we waiting on a response, yo, da 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 da, they're like, oh, you dissing the West, you don't fuck with the West, oh, you a Drake, Nick Ryder, and all that shit. When Kendrick dropped the Like That verse, I was like, oh shit, sawing and popping.
Yeah.
He wants to smoke.
Yeah.
He's asking for it.
Yes.
Been asking for it.
Yeah.
He's been bragging about, hey, you motherfuckers is my sons, and his little kind of whisper rap, and you know, he's been doing that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like the guy that you keep fucking with. You know what I mean? And then one day he gets up like, so what's up, motherfucker? I'm here, nigga. Let's get it. Let's get it, you bitch ass nigga. Let's get it. And now all of a sudden you're like, yo, dog, give me a second. I'm like, nah, I don't.
So what are you saying right now?
I think Kendrick is very, very, I think he's, and well within his right, very arrogant. And arrogant enough to watch everybody wait on him and not give a fuck.
So you don't think he's going to drop a response?
Remember when he said, I'll respond to the best control verse? Did he ever respond to any of those verses?
No. Well, then Drake drops the tailor-made freestyle.
No, wait. Let's talk about that push-up shit.
Okay.
Unlike the Pusha T situation, there was a lot of thought put into this. He's going at most
Going to
Future,
Metro.
Did you hear the bachata joint that he did for Metro?
No.
Metro, shut your bitch ass up and make some drums, nigga.
Yeah.
Ba da 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 da. You hear that? You heard that?
Well,
shit?
he put that line in push-ups. He
put that in.
Metro,
right.
go make some drums.
But then there's like a bachata.
So someone took the vocal
song.
and created a
Metro, shut your bitch ass up and make some drums, nigga.
Someone must have redid that. I don't think Drake put that out.
No, Drake. I feel like Drake did that. He's petty on a
Drake didn't put that out.
Different level.
Someone remixed it, which is cool.
Somebody remixed it.
Yes. My interviews have gotten remixed and turned into songs, a bunch of times. Internet got you again.
I don't think that, because he posted it.
Oh, he posted it?
Yes. In his stories. I think around the same time that there was a band outside of Magic City playing the drums.
Okay.
It's crazy. There's a different level of petty that's going on. So he goes to Metro Boomin, Future, Rick Ross. Who else was on the list? Kendrick, of course. There's one other person. I feel like he had a line in there for ASAP. And who else? The Weeknd.
Yeah, right.
And he sets it off with, who kid? Reminiscent to 50 Cent.
Yes.
When he was terrorizing
he leaked the song first on Who Kid's radio show. Yeah, he didn't drop the official until like a week later. Very hip hop.
Yeah.
Very hip hop.
Unlike the Pusha T shit, he created a record that if you go to the strip club right now, you're gonna hear that shit.
Oh, they're playing it?
Yes.
Oh.
They're playing that shit.
So it's like a back-to-back almost.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
it was solid. Like, listen, I like Drake, but there's not everything, but I've also criticized him. I'm not a Drake groupie, but I also recognize who he is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when Adam hit up, when Adam made the video and said, the big three, he's like, fuck Joe Budden, big three is me, Vlad, and academics. And I guess he sent that over to Drake, and Drake was like, nah, you got to put Joe over Vlad. Right? Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, Vlad's punching the air right now. My thing is like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, me being mentioned as one of the top platforms is fine. Yeah.
Right.
Clearly Joe and Drake have more of a back and forth than I've ever had with Drake.
Right.
So I understand why he would pick Joe. And, there's an argument for Joe. On Spotify and so forth, Joe's way bigger than me on the podcast side. On the YouTube side, I'm bigger than him.
Right.
So, whatever you want. It's all good. I'm the one that's been doing it longer than anybody. I'm 16 years in. So, I've seen a lot of people come and go.
What's Joe, about 10?
About that, yeah. Yeah. He started vlogging and whatever else, but...
Damn, I'm only like 3.
Yeah, exactly. So, me being around longer than anyone and still being talked about, for me, that's a win. I'm all good. If you like Joe better than me, that's cool. I'm not mad at Joe or mad at Drake.
I can't imagine you would be
not in the least. Like that. Not in the least. I'm surprised that Adam even mentioned me like that, honestly.
Right.
But I wasn't going to say it.
I think the reason being, like, for Drake, Joe's going to do an album review. It's more...
Yeah. It's more music-based. Yeah.
It's more visible to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all good, man. Listen, I'm not
like you'll be in here and interviewing the motherfucker that hit the votes for the 2020 something elections or something.
Yeah, no, it's all
it's
good.
Not the same.
It's all good. Drake could have been like, "Who's Vlad?" Right. He could have really just downplayed who I am completely. Right. But he said, "Oh no, I'll put Joe over Vlad." Okay, that's cool. Not tripping. Right. It's all good. The fact that Drake is talking about me on any level, and this is the biggest rapper in the world, I think is fine.
Right.
I'm cool with that. I'm not mad at all. But after push-ups, Drake drops tailor-made freestyle.
Yeah, this is where it gets tricky.
Yeah, and I actually did a tweet that went viral. I think it's like 1 million impressions. I said, I just heard tailor-made freestyle. Drake should have kept that on his hard drive.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't agree with you.
The whole AI Tupac and AI Snoop was very just gimmicky and
so is it any more gimmicky than an AI Tupac performance on stage?
Yeah, but we're talking about Drake. We're not talking about a standalone Tupac performance.
No, I'm asking because the ad libs and the shit that Tupac is saying, somebody had to, okay, this is what he's gonna say, correct? In the AI Tupac performance, yo Dre, yo Snoop, yo.
Wait, hold on. Are there any AI?
I mean, the hologram. Sorry.
Well, the hologram is usually performing his own songs.
Right, but the hologram, it's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah, but a hologram is sort of a gimmicky thing in and of itself.
All right, but
we're talking about
this.
A serious artist at the top of their game.
When Tupac passed,
yes.
Was Dre and Tupac getting along?
No.
But when they did the hologram, he was shouting out Dre, and...
Yeah, and I'm sure some Tupac purists probably had a problem with that.
All right. Now, for me, I'm being a battle rapper. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at it totally different. I'm like, wow. He really just kind of put like, okay, if you're mentioned with these guys, these are the greats. This is Mr. Hit 'em Up. This is Dre Day. This is, you know what I mean? Like, these guys are the guys for the West Coast. And they're like, you're making us look bad right now. We're waiting for you. Yo, say this, say that. You know what I'm saying? he's also kind of taking that card off the table in case Kendrick attempted to do something like that. Because, you know, you're looking at the Heart Part 5.
Yeah, where he does the...
where he does the face change and all that stuff. And, you know, that's not outside of the realms of, not to say Kendrick, you know, distastefully would just use Tupac or whatever, but I feel like creative Kendrick, that might be a consideration. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I just think just because something is creative doesn't mean it's good.
It was good.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. I respect it. To me, I thought it was just blah. And
Why?
Snoop is still alive. He could have gotten Snoop to do it.
No,
Snoop was going to do it.
He didn't have to. That's the thing.
He got AI Snoop.
You know what I mean? Because even if, like, I don't think, even if Snoop feels like, damn, Kendrick, you taking a little long with this shit, he's not going to say it publicly.
No.
And then for Drake to just boldly do that, it's like, I'm stepping. Like
I
Come
said,
get me. Tell me that you disrespected the legends. Say something.
Was it creative? Yes.
Yes, very creative.
Musically, was it good? Was it on the level of push-ups? No. That's my opinion.
No.
That's my opinion.
No, the difference is,
I would have kept it on the hard drive.
Push-ups is its own thing. But if you're looking at it, now Drake, he's been involved in battle culture for the longest. He hosted Me versus Pat Stay, and that was like damn near 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. He's always been around the battle culture. You know what I mean? Twerk got into the accident. He was all fucked up. Drake sent him to Brett. He's always kept his eye on the battle culture.
Yeah.
He was actually supposed to, well, there were talks that he was going to battle Murder Mook, right?
I don't see that ever happening.
No, of course not. Yeah. But
I heard that too. When I heard that, I said, nah.
But just to show, like, how he's a student of the game. He studies shit.
Yes.
He studied 50 Cent, how he moved. He studies battle rap. This is like an angle that he's taking. So you got the push-ups, which is like, drop, motherfucker, I dare you. I'm airing at everybody. Then you have the tailor-made freestyle, which is kind of like, all right, the legends are waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. But you know what? The reason that you can't drop is because of Taylor Swift. It's kind of crazy.
Is that why it's called tailor-made freestyle?
Yeah. Vlad, you didn't study that. You didn't break that down properly.
No, I heard.
You didn't break it down.
Like, I remember on push-ups, I remember he mentioned Kendrick, like, oh, you know, make another verse for the Swifties. And I thought that was a great one because I remember when I heard the Kendrick verse on the Taylor Swift record, I thought it was very hokey. And I didn't think it was just very good. Mm-hmm. Artistically.
Mm-hmm. Artistically.
Like, I understand that Taylor Swift is a huge artist, and I'm sure it's a huge check.
Right.
And it's going to be a big hit because it's Kendrick and Taylor Swift. But,
right.
like, the final product was just
and it's also not someplace
pandering, I think.
Not something you would expect the revolutionary to do.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Or Maroon 5 and
that was I didn't like that record either.
See, battle-wise, that was Drake pulling a card. You can't talk about me making pop records. Look where you at. Look who you standing next to.
Yeah.
What you're gonna tell me? I thought, your commercial, your this, that. What's that? You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I completely agree.
So I feel like Drake is really strategizing for this shit.
He always has been, though. He always has been. And you know what's interesting is when you talk about how long it goes back, I just had Marcellus Wiley on my show. Mm-hmm. And I remember he talked about how 10 years ago, he wouldn't say who. Like, we had multiple interviews. He always said, I can't say. And he said that either Drake or Kendrick came on his show and dissed the other person really badly.
It was Drake.
He finally said it. And he said it was 2014. He said, because now he's not working at Fox anymore or ESPN. Right. He said, yes, it was actually Drake. He broke his silence. Mm-hmm. He said Drake came on his show, dissed the hell out of Kendrick.
That was after the Control verse. That was right after the Control verse?
Okay,
yeah.
It makes sense. And what happened was Drake called after, taping it and said, if you guys air this, I'm not going to host the ESPYs.
I don't know if it got that deep.
No, that's what he said.
I don't know if it got that deep.
It got that deep.
I don't think so, bro.
So you think Marcel's just lied to me?
I don't think so.
Matter of fact,
he sold the book. It was in a book, right? It was in a book, right?
What?
It was in his book.
Whose book?
Marcel
Smiley has a book?
Doesn't he?
Not that I know of.
Look it up. Pretty sure it was in his book. That was the first source of who was in this interview.
You're right. Never shut up. My bad.
Right. There
Sorry,
it is.
Marcel. You my man.
So,
yeah. I mean, listen, when that got posted on Twitter, one of the producers from ESPN responded and said, yeah, that actually happened.
But not the ESPYs thing.
I think he was saying the ESPYs also, the ESPY situation.
I don't think it got that deep.
I mean, but it could, right? If you want to pull a power move.
I'm not going to host. Nah, bro.
Do you think hosting the ESPYs really?
I think it was more of
Drake
a don't put that out.
Or
I think it was more of a don't put that out.
Well, they didn't put it out.
Right. I think that's all it was. Don't put it out.
Yeah, but like I said, it goes back. Drake had been dissing Kendrick for a while and saying he's the better artist and whatever else, and
Kendrick's been doing the same thing.
And Kendrick's been doing the same thing. I mean, listen, when I compare the two, I remember I saw an interview just today of the president of the Grammys, and he said that if you want to win a Grammy, the judges are instructed to look at the art of the music. They're not supposed to look at the views or the fans or the album sales or whatever else. They strictly look at it from an artistic point of view. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the artistry behind Kendrick's projects and Drake's projects, you could say that Kendrick is a little more creative. Now, does Drake sell more? Yes, he does. Does he have more club bangers? Yeah. But Kendrick, I feel, tries to go very left field every time. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but this is why he has more Grammys. The Grammys generally choose artsy projects.
It has nothing to do with ghostwriting.
Meaning that they wouldn't give it to Drake because he has ghostwriters?
I don't know.
I don't know if you can really call them ghostwriters because they're all credited. These are just writers, co-writers.
Yeah, okay.
A ghostwriter means someone who did it and never got the credit. Were just paid off. So no.
So that wouldn't be it?
No. But think about how many artists, how many Grammys does Beyonce have? And she has an army of writers on every song and an army of producers. They have big writing camps and everything else like that. So I don't think it's not the hip hop awards, it's the Grammys. Now, if it was a hip hop award, I could see why there'd be an argument for it, but it's the Grammys.
Right, but to be in a category, you're the artist that does the biggest numbers, you're the artist that's the most popular, you're the artist that, is all over Billboard. But this one guy who doesn't share the same accolades that you have keeps getting this fucking award that says he's better than you. Does Drake care? Who knows? You never know. Yeah. But that's enough for this one guy to continually say, I'm the best rapper. Fuck the rest of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, even J. Cole made the comment about the Grammys. Oh, fuck the Grammys. Them crackers never did nothing for me or something like that.
Yeah, because he didn't.
People are posting his white mom, like looking at it like, huh? What about me? I raised you by myself.
Leave mom out of it, okay? Leave mom out of it. But, you know, that's been Kendrick's bragging right.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm hoping Kendrick will respond on a hip-hop level, but as time is going on, I'm not holding my breath.
Now, okay, so what's the difference now? Because years ago, when Jay-Z dropped Takeover, we didn't expect Nas to reply right away.
Different era. Back then, there was no social media. The internet was relatively early. Mm-hmm. Mixtapes were a local thing, right? Yes, you could drop a hot diss song on a mixtape, and DJ Clue and K-Slay will pick it up, and it won't get out of New York. Mm-hmm. It'll make it to like Connecticut and Jersey, maybe North Carolina, and that'll be it.
Right.
you'd have to go to a studio, record your song, submit it to the record label. They'd have to go through their process. They'd have to clear whatever they did. Then they would have to press it up and get their marketing department involved. And by the end of that process, 2-3 months have passed.
Right.
Now you could drop some shit, and 5 minutes later, the whole world hears.
No, you can actually drop some shit the same way back then too.
No.
When Ether came out,
No.
Jay-Z immediately dropped the response, Super Ugly, the very next day.
Yes, but it didn't get out the same way that it would get out right now.
No, but that because he did that, that's why people say Nas won that battle, because they took the freestyle and they paired it up with Ether, which from all the stories that we heard about it, took months to put together.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z went in the studio and freestyle on two beats, and boom. Now the verses, vicious shit. You know what I mean? Like, damn, Jay, why you? That kind of.
Yeah, condoms and baby seats and.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, it was dirty. It was
you
dirty.
know, it's the almost the equivalent of Gucci Mane doing what he did at the verses.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, go dig your partner up. Yeah.
But they gave it to Ether.
Ether was a real song.
It's a real body of work.
It's a real body of work. Super Ugly was a freestyle. Right? Over someone else's beat, never commercially released.
So they shouldn't have paired.
Only certain people heard it.
They shouldn't have paired the two.
After a while, everyone heard it, but initially, think about it. When he dropped Super Ugly, the hip hop world, it took him a while to get it. In New York, they got it right away. You were a New Yorker, so you're looking from a skewed perspective. But me being in Cali during the time, it took a while for it to filter to us.
Right.
So, like I said, different climate, different technology. So back then, yeah, it takes a while to get it out. Now, as soon as Push-Ups came out, it wasn't on streaming platforms.
Right.
Everyone had it.
Right.
When J. Cole dropped his diss record, everyone had it. Different situation.
Well, according to Joe Budden,
Okay.
and he knows these things. Joe knows.
Yeah.
Joe knows.
Yeah.
He said both parties have been in the booth. The records are done, and it's gonna be nuclear. Now, when he said that, I was like, nuclear. That's kind of a crazy word to use, nuclear. But now I realized he meant nuclear families, because it's a whole family of these motherfuckers coming to Drake. This shit is ridiculous. As far as Kendrick, we haven't heard anything. But according to Joe Budden, the record is done.
The Kendrick record?
Yes.
Has he heard it?
I don't know if he heard it.
Because I remember Rory and Mal, they were hinting that they heard some of Push-Ups, and I guess they were actually quoting some lines from it like a week before that actually ended up in the thing. So I guess they were kind of in the mix somewhat.
I'd like to be on a mailing list for this type of shit. I mean, I'm a battle rapper. I can actually give you some good fucking feedback on this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody put me down like that. Yo, Math gets the text message too. You know what I mean? Like, add me to the group chat. I could probably help a motherfucker steer towards the win. You know what I mean? Cause then we got Kendrick, the verse that did drop. But people were saying it's AI.
It is AI.
Here's the funny shit with this AI shit. If you drop something that people don't like,
You could just say it's AI.
you could just say it's AI. Like you just, yeah, that's AI. It's not real.
Yeah, it's a great false start.
Oh,
It's a great way to get out of.
took a bullet there. Like, fire these guys that told me that shit was hot. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, they're making, like, people are so eager for Kendrick to respond that they're making AI responses.
Well, the guy that made the AI response actually made a video saying it was him.
Right.
So, I mean, unless maybe the whole thing was put together by Kendrick's team, like, okay, here's our fall guy who's going to admit to making it in case it doesn't go over well. But
there's more than one now.
Oh, really? Well, listen, until Kendrick posts it, or it's on an official album, it's going to be questioned.
Like, okay, Adam 22 came to my platform.
Yes.
He said he had the Kanye diss.
Yeah, and he posted
on
it.
Like That.
Yeah, he posted it.
I said, no the fuck you don't, Adam. He said, yeah. He tried to connect to the speaker, something that worked, so he sent it to me. I'm like, God. I played it. It was Kanye on the original beat.
It was modified.
Yeah, it wasn't hooked up. No. The one that came out was modified.
Oh, okay.
And they added a whole bunch
got
of
it. Yeah.
But before it was just Kanye on the Like That beat, the way it was.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know, man. People in the shop were like, yo, this probably AI and da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, that's crazy with this AI shit. If your shit is whack, you could just say it's AI now.
Yeah.
But then the verse drops.
Yeah, it turned out to be real.
There's an extra 4 bars that he placed in there.
Yeah.
You know, he said the shit about he doesn't know a Drake line and play J. Cole if you want to get the pussy dry. That shit is crazy. Did you see the cartoon that he put up? The little
that was.
Do you listen to J. Cole? No. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Kanye's still Kanye.
Right.
You know, I've criticized the stuff that he said, but I've always said that musically he's always going to be at the top of the game.
Right.
Top of his game. So, you know, Kanye's still Kanye.
Did you hear him talk about this meeting, the decimation of Drake, everyone in the studio assembling like the Avengers to go after Thanos? Like,
yeah, I mean, but Kanye also says he's God, so, and he rules everything.
yeah, he could be 5%er. You never know.
Nah, this is a different type of God. He's like, feels like he's actually like the Christian God.
Nah, I don't believe that.
That's what he just said in the new Justin LeBoy interview. He said, I'm God. People need to realize it. You haven't heard this?
Figuratively.
No, I think he's literally saying it.
No, I don't think so. God wouldn't need to team up with other rappers to take anybody down. You know what I'm saying?
Kanye.
I don't think God would like, okay, all right, God is here. Like, what? Nah, you do this on your own, God. You got the power. Handle that shit. You know what I mean? But
I'm not religious, but all I'm saying is when you look at Kanye, he went from being fully Christian to not swearing on records to saying that none of his prayers came true. So now he's back to the old Kanye swearing and talking about fucking. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he even would tell people in the studio not to have premarital sex. And, you know, now he's parading his wife around naked. And, you know, this is like Kanye will flip-flop to whatever Kanye's feeling at the time.
no, I think human beings do that, period.
Yeah, but Kanye does a little more than most
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He really
don't
does
nobody
more
pray
so.
more and find religion more than a motherfucker that's going through some shit.
Right.
He was going through some shit.
He was going through some shit.
So
and
he went through some shit. Now he's out of the shit that he was going through.
Well,
So,
sort
you
of.
know.
I mean, he still doesn't have a sneaker company that works with him. He doesn't have a record company that works with him. Everything's independent now.
That's more profit as far as
It's more profit. It's more
what
work.
I'm hearing.
It's a little of both.
And then not being connected to these brands, he has the freedom to be Kanye.
Yeah, and he's being Kanye.
And he's about to start a porn
company. Yes.
Yeah. But, hey, Kanye was the one who put me on to the fact that black.com was the #1 porn site. I had no idea.
Is it?
It was at the time that he said it. And it was for a while, which kind of gave me a peek at America's hidden fetishes. You know what I'm saying?
America likes seeing
the deep, dark secret of white women. You know what I mean?
Shit, look at Diddy.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know what that means, Vlad.
According to Cassie's lawsuit,
right?
Diddy would choose big, black, well-endowed men to have sex with her while he watched. So clearly he's a fan of blacks as well.
Hold on.
And she's light-skinned, you know what I'm saying? Closer to white than black.
I don't know about that. Did she protest?
What do you mean?
Did she say, no, you need to get some Spanish guys in here? She didn't say that, right?
I don't know what she said. I wasn't there.
Maybe Diddy just knew what his girl liked since he's a black guy himself. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't know. Which brings us to the Diddy conversation.
Are we here? We're done with the hip hop civil war. We're
going to come back to it later.
Okay.
But let's talk about Diddy for a second. Mm-hmm. Still no charges.
Still no charges.
Do you think, number one, do you think he'll be charged?
I have no idea. I don't want to try to predict anything, especially when the Fed's involved.
Right, because the Feds don't usually go through all this trouble of multiple home raids during daylight, not in the middle of the night. They're doing it in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. So it gets on the news right away, and video cameras are there and everything else like that.
Everybody gets a clean shot.
There's clean shots, yeah. It's not all fuzzy. Just to say, our bad, my mistake. But clearly going up against someone like Diddy, you have to have everything lined up perfectly.
Right.
Because they say that he took the biggest, second mortgage on his homes that's ever been done. He took out $100 million out of his properties, which clearly seems like he's preparing for his legal defense. He's going to go all out. He's going to have a dream team. He's going to have private investigators. He's going to have jury experts. He's going to have DNA teams. OJ's cases will have nothing on, what Puffy will put together to keep himself out of jail.
Or the head of the FBI just got a retirement plan.
Maybe.
You never know.
You never know.
It's America. You never know.
Me personally, if I was Puffy right now and I haven't been charged with nothing and I still have my passport and I knew I did that shit, if it actually, all this stuff is really true.
But did what shit? What's the criminal part of it?
Well, let's just say that there's rape. Let's just say that there is.
Let's not just say that.
No. But I'm saying
is that in.
But sex trafficking is what they're saying he's going to be charged with. That's the word.
And we talked about this. Sex trafficking. It's not just flying a girl out with the intention to have sex, because that would mean all you motherfuckers watching it. Half of you motherfuckers is watching this shit. You ever flew a chick out, or you ever paid for any type of transportation for the pussy to come to you for the purpose of you getting that shit, you sex traffic. No, there has to be coercion. There has to be some sort of
threat of violence.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm just saying you got to be careful.
Right.
You got to be careful. Just like you go to most hip-hop studio sessions, there's a bunch of girls around.
Right.
And oftentimes there's drugs around.
Of course.
Right? Whether it's weed, alcohol, or there's pills. Mm-hmm. And, you start partying with these girls in the studio and everyone's doing drugs and you end up having sex with one of them or two or three of them. They could come back and say, hey, he drugged me and he raped me.
That's what they did to Bill.
Bill?
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. Well, Spanish Fly or whatever the hell he was putting in people's drinks is a little different than someone actually taking it themselves. You know what I'm saying?
For all we knew, the chicks were putting that shit in their drinks. We don't know.
I don't know anyone who put something in their drink to knock themselves out.
But Spanish Fly doesn't knock a chick out. It makes her horny.
But it wasn't Spanish Fly. It was an actual drug that the women who get knocked out would be incapacitated.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's what he was charged with.
That's a roofie.
And yeah, no. All I'm saying is, you got to be careful. Mm-hmm. You got to be careful. I remember hearing, I was watching this Robert Durst documentary recently on HBO, and his lawyer said something very interesting. He said that, back in the day, being rich, famous, a celebrity meant that you would get special treatment. These days, it means that you're a target and you actually get worse treatment.
Yeah.
more people try to put you in jail, take your money, and bury you.
Put you in a compromising position.
Put you in a compromising position.
Take pictures of you while you're naked.
All that.
While you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Put all your business out there to get some followers, some attention.
And look, like the Diddy, the Lil Rod lawsuit, which I read through the entire thing from start to finish, has so much nonsense in it. Like, you know, he claims that Diddy showed him a video of Stevie J having unprotected sex with a white man. And there's a screen capture. And then the gay porn star actually said, no, that's actually me. That's one of my movies. That's not Stevie J.
Right.
He claimed that Diddy promised him to give him his Miami mansion if he produced his album. Like, yeah, okay, I'm going to believe that. And in fact, Lil Rod's lawyer is now being brought up on charges in terms of his ability to practice law, because he has a long history now of creating these salacious lawsuits, which basically have so many details that are kind of can't be proven on any level, designed to embarrass the person being sued and to get them to settle, which in essence is an attempt to circumvent the legal process.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right. Don't force me to prove this shit, but it's going to sound so crazy to the public.
You're going to just settle with me.
You're going to want this shit to go away.
You're not going to want to go to court. And the whole point is that you should be going to court.
Right.
If you feel you didn't do it, you should be using the court system.
Right.
But if you're trying to embarrass the person to get them not to go to court, you're using dirty, you're playing dirty pool.
Right.
So he may end up losing his law license over this. As he should.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I
think that people that accuse people of shit, if it's found out that it's not true, they should have to do the time of the crime that they accuse that person of.
Yeah.
Because it's a real damaging. It kind of fucks with you when somebody accuses you of some shit.
Yeah, it does. It does. And a lot of times these accusers are Jane Does and John Does.
Right.
Which is, I hate that. I'm like, if you a man or woman enough to sue somebody, you should put your name out there. Point blank, period. But
then, there's so many loopholes with that. Oh, this is a famous person. They have fans. If one of his fans sees me at the supermarket, they might attack me because my name is bull. You know what I mean?
Like, that's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You are doing this. I can understand that maybe in a criminal lawsuit, but this is a civil lawsuit, which is only about money.
Right.
If you want to get that check, then put your face out and so that they can see your hand out. Okay?
Right. It's crazy.
That's that. Listen, 50 Cent's baby mother, Daphne Joy, was named as a sex worker in that lawsuit, and 50 has had a field day.
Yeah, he's been wilding.
He's a community little sex worker,
I think she got upset. She posted a message saying that, he thinks everything's a joke, but, he did this and he
raped
did that
her and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, listen, every action has a reaction. You insult somebody, they're going to insult you back.
Right.
And the insult you get back might be more vicious than what you threw at them. But if you didn't want that back, you could have kept quiet. And 50's not crying about it.
Right.
It is what it is. Well, not only is rap beef happening in rap, but it's actually happening in the R&B rap world as well. Chris Brown and Quavo. Now,
you can't say the R&B world. Like, Quavo's not an R&B artist, and Chris Brown has been rapping since his first album.
I remember I interviewed Quavo and Takeoff, and I asked him if he's a singer or a rapper. He said he's a rapper, but he also understood what I was saying because he's kind of a singer.
Right.
As well as a rapper.
There's notes to your lyrics.
Yes.
Right.
Like, Quavo could drop a full R&B album, and I don't think people would find that to be all that different.
Full?
Yeah. Yeah. He's always been the singer in the group, right?
but not like Chris Brown singer.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
he's not a Chris Brown caliber singer, but I think what he does, like, it's no coincidence that Quavo would do most of the hooks on the Migos songs, right? And they're usually sing-songy hooks.
Yo, I gotta admit, I don't know what happens to like rappers after they become popular, but it seems like a lot of people get real butthurt over these bitches.
Well, but that's just men in general. When you look at
These niggas rap about having so many different women, and like it kind of made me realize like how misleading artists are and how they really actually want to have like a solid relationship with somebody that they can trust. Yeah. And usually when they think they have that and it gets found out that they don't, they're like heartbroken forever. Like, shit is crazy.
I mean, you never been heartbroken?
Yeah, but forever, ever? Yeah, nah, I don't think so. I get over that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
okay.
Nah,
right.
I feel you. I feel you. But like, most conflict with men, if you peel away the layers, it usually comes down to a woman. When you look at even most men who are in prison, I would say the majority of them, there's a woman at the heart of the situation.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's deep.
Mm-hmm. Think about it.
That's deep.
Think about it. Whether it's, you could say that there's the flat out conflict between a man and a woman. Two men fighting over one woman. Yeah, there's that, and a lot of times, the men won't admit to that because it's usually someone's ex.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So people won't
see
admit.
That. Like, I'm not gonna fight. I'll fight for my woman, fight for her, but not fight another dude to
yeah,
keep
but they
her.
might fight you. My worst, most violent situation in my entire life.
That would be the mistake.
And we talked about this, my most violent situation was a dude who jumped into a window into the condo of the girl that I was sleeping with because that was his ex. And he almost died that night.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
I walked out thinking there was a corpse in the room. Over a girl that he wasn't even with at the time.
Did you hit it again after that?
Yes.
Bro, you almost died. And you stopped nothing. She still went back and was sucking Vlad's dick. Like,
yes.
You almost died.
That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, we didn't stay together. We weren't like a real couple, but yeah, I hit it a few more times after that. Had to.
Yeah, I almost killed that nigga. You like that, huh?
I earned that. I earned that right. No, I earned that. So like I said, the most violent situation that I have been in was over a girl and her ex-boyfriend. I'm sure when you look at prison, all the dudes in there and you peel away the layers, yeah, I got into it with this guy, but because he had said something about my girl or something with the girl, or maybe I was robbing something because my girl's calling me a bum and I needed to make some money for my girl. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably, it will go back to that.
Right.
Male-female relationships run the world. And of course, there's gay relationships and bisexual relationships. That's cool. That's all part of the same umbrella for me. But I'm saying, like, when it comes down to it, we are here to reproduce. So when you start to mess with that,
fucking with my mate, man,
you are getting into very primal, animalistic feelings.
Nah, it's ego.
It's all part of the same thing.
It's definitely ego.
It's all part of the same thing. Chris Brown dissed Quavo first.
Mm-hmm.
On the song Freak.
Over karaoke.
Karuchi.
Yeah.
called her karaoke.
Right, karaoke.
Karaoke. Because I guess after Chris Brown broke up with Karrueche, Quavo dated her for a little bit.
He broke up with her years ago.
I understand that. Remember, Chris Brown got into it with Tyson Beckford because they took a picture, because Tyson took a picture with Karrueche, to the point where they started threatening each other with guns. You know what I'm saying?
He took a big risk. Chris Brown.
Okay.
We didn't know who karaoke was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't know who she was. He brought her around. He paraded her. Oh, she is pretty. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, what's her name? Oh, yeah, that. Oh, yeah, that. Oh, that's Chris Brown's girl. Now we're recognizing her because of his investment in spending time with her in the public. She's hot now.
Yes, and I'm going to say this to all the men, young and old, who are watching this right now. If you have a woman or a girl who you truly care about, keep that relationship out of the public to the best of your ability.
Out of the public.
Sometimes you can't avoid it. Sometimes you'll get caught being out in public, depending on how famous you are. But you know something? If you could order Postmates instead of going to a restaurant to keep your peace, if you could go somewhere outside the country or don't go to the hot spot, don't have her with you on the red carpet. I understand some women are going to have a problem with it. I remember I interviewed Usher's ex-wife. Remember the one that was older?
Yeah.
And I said,
oh yeah, I remember her.
Yeah. She almost died running to Brazil and getting plastic surgery because all the Usher fans were like making fun of her because she wasn't all like.
Yeah, she wasn't ready for that shit.
Like, come on, you had a baby 3 months ago. You have a pooch because you have a big uterus. You just had a baby. Hello?
Yeah.
Why are you going to be insecure based off of comments?
Right.
Based off of blogs?
So you think that kind of drove you?
Oh, sure. Sure. I won't say that I'm ever led by what anyone said, because today anyone can say whatever they want, and I'll sit there stone-faced like,
right.
Meet me at, you know where to find me. Like, my attitude's different now. But then I think I was just very vulnerable. I was just so, I just didn't know how to take this whole thing. It was just new for me. I'm from Oakland.
Yeah. And I asked her, I said, why did you have to make the relationship so public? And she's like, well, I want to experience, the red carpets and the award shows and stuff like that. That was her. Some of these women, they want that.
Right.
But you know something? There's a big price to pay for that.
Well, if they want that, you got to understand that's probably part of what attracts them to you.
Yeah, but you know something? As the bigger entity in the relationship, you have to put your foot down and say, I know you want that, and if you want this public part of it, you should probably go find somewhere, someone else to do it with. No, you're disagreeing with me?
Put your foot down?
You put your foot down. You say, if you want to be with me and be in a serious relationship with me, we're going to keep this private.
But that's part of the allure. These chicks are trying to get put on.
Well,
a lot of these chicks
go find it somewhere else.
That you first discover or you first lay eyes on them because they're dating someone who's famous. They go on to bounce around.
That's cool.
This is different guys.
And these are the type of women that I've always avoided. I had one girl like that years and years ago. And I remember, and she knows who she is. She was the equivalent of an Instagram model.
Right.
During the MySpace days, essentially. And I remember when it was just me and her, it was cool. We would be in my apartment in Jersey, ordering, Jamaican food and doing our own little thing. And then she wanted to go to Miami, and then I got to see who she really was. She's running after this person, and I'm like,
hey man, we all been there, man.
We all been there. But I realized that I just don't want that. I don't want the girl who's trying to be famous and trying to use me as a...
Or trying to be lit. Or
trying to be lit, that's cool.
Wants to be cool.
I'm older now. I know my priorities a little better.
Right.
After Chris dropped Freak, Quavo responded with Tender.
Mm-hmm.
Which was a pretty good comeback. Quavo spitting.
Yeah. Spitting.
Yeah, I think so. I've always liked Quavo, though.
Yeah, Quavo's cool, but when you say spitting, rap battle spitting.
Okay, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was clever. It was a little shot. Like, oh, you shot at me, I'm gonna shoot back.
Right.
And then Chris Brown, who also has been part of the battle rap community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's had headline battles happen at his house. You know what I'm saying? URL battles. He's standing there right in the middle, pays attention to battle rap.
Yeah, he drops Weakest Link.
Weakest Link.
And Chris, this was, I think, his standout out of this whole back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
He said, R.I.P. Takeoff. He's the only real one I got true respect. Crazy how when he died, everyone really wished it was you instead.
Oh, shit. Right after. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, look.
He went there. Oh, shit.
He went there. And I guess he also alluded that he was sleeping with Sweetie while Quavo was dating her.
Yeah, don't let that revenge is sweet. Don't let that go over your head.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, Sweetie got involved and she posted the DMs of Quavo still trying to, slide her.
But she didn't deny it.
No, she didn't.
Damn.
No, yeah, she didn't deny it.
Damn. Wow.
And then Quavo dropped Over Hoes and Bitches, and he recreated the picture of Chris Brown choking Carucci.
And he's choking Chris Brown.
He's choking Chris Brown, yeah. Creative. Yeah.
I think, who wants smoke with me? Who wants smoke with me? That shit is crazy. It's crazy. It's like, almost like on par with, not necessarily, not lyrically, but on par with the Push-Ups joint.
You know what it is? I think it was unexpected coming from Chris Brown, who, yes, he does rap sometimes, but he's primarily known as a singer.
Be careful of any rappers or singers that have been to URL battle events and publicly support battle rappers. I'm telling you, man. Be careful, man. Be careful. I need in on that chat. I need in on the group text. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it was vicious. And Quavo's response, I respect what he's saying. Like, damn, we doing this over that? Yeah, apparently you are. And
over a bunch of girls
and
that none of y'all are with. None of y'all got kids with them. No one has kids with Sweetie. No one has kids with Carucci. No one's been married to any of these girls. Of course, Quavo brings up the beating of Rihanna, and then Chris brings up the whole fight in the
elevator and all that. Like,
yeah, fighting over a bunch of exes is weird. It's just weird behavior.
It just seems like this. Damn, is it that limited? Like, damn. Well, you guys just sitting around just staring at each other's bitch like, yeah, I'm next. Yeah, I got to get my hands on her.
I'll be honest.
Like, fuck is going on?
I've never, in all my dating history, and I've been in the industry for a long time, I've always avoided the girls that everyone else is messing with. I always thought that was lame.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was lame. Because there's so many beautiful women out there.
Now, me, personally, I didn't, like Tom said that would happen. I had no idea. For some reason, they would never tell me about this other guy that they dealt with. And I would find out later, and it would be awkward because I was always the latter guy or the guy on the side. You know what I'm saying? And then
I've always just avoided dating women in the entertainment industry who are like in the mix.
It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to do.
No, it's not.
No. When I say it's kind of tough to do, all right, cool. One, let's not act like they don't use each other to springboard some attention. Some of these relationships that you hear about, you don't even think they're fucking real. Like, they're just doing this shit so they can get a little bit of attention. You know what I mean?
Gilbert Arenas, in our last interview, he broke it down really well to me. He said, when you look at professional sports, and NBA in particular, you very rarely hear about relationship drama, domestic violence, lawsuits, social media beef between players and whatever girls they're dealing with. And listen,
but every now and then you do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Like Zion Williamson. It's
right.
The porn star chick that he was messing with started
Mellow Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, I
Crazy
mean,
shit.
It does happen every so often. But think about, I remember Sebastian Telfair said that NBA players get the most girls out of everybody.
Nobody got more chicks than the basketball players. Why or how or what's, I don't know. I don't want to argue with nobody, but no one got more chicks than the basketball players.
Well, because you guys actually show your face. Like football players wear helmets.
What it is, and maybe how our schedule is set up, just how the business is set up. You got a whole lot of time for the work. That's the truth. For football, they talking about curfews and like it's a different business.
So when you're on road games
and
there's
basketball,
there's no curfew?
None of that shit. Zero. In the NBA, they don't got none of that.
Really? I thought
show up to practice on time,
and that's it.
And that's it. Ain't none of that. They checking your room and all that. Like,
oh, and I could totally see it. They're tall, athletic. They're
Right.
I remember Marcellus Wiley even said he was an ex-football player. He said that every professional athlete wanted to be a basketball player, and when it doesn't work out, they'll go to another sport like football or baseball or hockey or whatever.
I mean, Magic Johnson had the Velvet Room, right?
Right.
NBA players, it's the best sport. It's the top of all sports.
Huh.
Every athlete ever wanted to be an NBA player. But what happens is life, your skills tell you all y'all don't qualify. And no one chooses football. Football chooses you because you fell down from basketball. Look at all them dudes. So what happens is only 2 players ever in the existence of football wanted to play football. Ray Lewis and Dick Buckles. The rest of us didn't want to do this shit, but we like, fuck it, this shit works for me because I couldn't play basketball.
Oh, so you want to play basketball?
I said everybody wants to. Baseball players, everybody. It's 82 games. Vlad, if I run into you and bump you, guess what they do? Stop. Everyone stop. Come here in that tank top and shorts. Stand right there. No one move. Camera right here. You getting all that fame. Every girl at home, he cute, girl. He cute, girl. Who that? You 6'8", lean and shit. Oh, the stage, we got another one. In football, somebody hit your ass, hit them harder.
What he said, what Gilbert said is that rappers are really the only ones who are parading their relationships around. Athletes, business people, they all keep them quiet. They make sure the girls understand that this is a private situation. The girls will get paid off, whatever else, to keep quiet. And yes, every so often it spills, but not on the level of a rapper because most rappers are using the girls to help their careers and the girls are using the rappers to help their careers. Like,
yeah, it's hand in hand.
Moneybagg Yo would not be as big as he is right now if it wasn't for Ari and then Megan Thee Stallion before her. I'll say it flat out. If you look at Moneybagg Yo before these high-profile girls and afterwards,
it's different.
Way different.
Right.
I'm sure his shows have probably quadrupled in terms of the audience since then.
Right. Well, I think that part of it is with the artist, people want to veer into your life to see where the source of the inspiration of these songs is coming from. Like when Usher and Chili broke up, and we got Confessions of Fire.
Yeah.
Everyone's sitting there like, yo, this is what happened. This is what really happened. This is what broke them up. He got some other chick pregnant, and he was in the studio, and she called, and you know what I mean? Like they wanna veer in and say, that's the reason why that song is like that, and now I feel more connected. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the artists, they're gonna do that. They're like, yo, just source of my inspiration walking around. Source of my inspiration, yeah, shit go wrong. I'm gonna make a ton of breakup songs and shit get back together. I'm gonna make a makeup song. Like, it's giving them a glimpse.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it.
You don't know who was the inspiration behind all of Michael Jackson's biggest songs.
Yeah, but
Yet he has some of the biggest
eventually
songs ever.
you did kind of like,
No, you heard about a girl
Come
named
on.
Billie Jean.
Nah, there was rumors here and there.
But at no
him hanging
point-
out with Diana Ross, and you know what I'm
He
saying?
wasn't messing
Like,
with Diana Ross. Diana Ross was older.
But still.
All I'm saying is you don't need to do that. But I think that rappers have figured out a way to make themselves bigger by attaching themselves to high-profile women. Look at Jay-Z. You can't say that Jay-Z would be where he is if he wasn't married to Beyonce.
You can't say he won't.
Listen, no one knows what the
Right.
future would have held. But
Right.
all I'm saying is at the point that Jay-Z married Beyonce, he was viewed differently. Corporations looked at him differently. He was no longer the gangster rapper.
Right.
He is the husband of an R&B icon
Right.
who has a very clean image.
A rap icon who's married to an
Exactly,
R&B
a rap icon.
icon.
Same thing with Swizz. I saw Swizz glow up after he got married to Alicia Keys.
Right.
Suddenly he's getting big sneaker partnerships and big like
Right.
Aston Martin partnerships and everything else like that. Because I think like these brands look at these guys and say, okay, this softens you up a little bit in a good way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That this kind of rubbed out some of the hard edges. You're not just the hardcore rapper guy anymore, the hardcore producer guy. You're
Right.
now
We don't think you're doing shootouts.
Yeah,
In the middle of the
you're
night
now
anymore.
a family
Yeah.
man
Yeah.
with this very wholesome wife that is loved by the world and everything else like that. And look, I mean, Swizz's wife did the Super Bowl with Usher. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're doing. The woman is putting in work as well as the man. So everyone kind of wins.
Right.
But you just don't see this outside of rap very much.
Yeah, because there's no reason to see it outside of rap.
You know, Pat Mahomes' wife, you know who she is, but what has she done? Does she even talk? Does she do interviews?
Have you ever sat there and wondered, I wonder who this song is about?
Yeah. But a hit song is a hit song.
Hey, she's right here.
Yeah, a hit song is a hit song. It
A hit
doesn't
song,
matter.
but it's different, bro. It's different when people are actually informed.
No, I get it. It does
You know what I mean?
it does put some extra sauce on it.
Right.
But a hit song is still a hit song. Knowing if something's about somebody and it's still a whack song, it'll still be a whack song.
Right.
You know, so listen, I at the end of the day, if it works and it's shown to have worked, and sometimes these relationships aren't even real, most times they are though.
Yeah. But then there's the flip side of it. It could get, it could be somebody's going to use that against you later on.
Of course.
And when you break up with her and she's walking around with this guy and all the shit that you told her, all your secrets and blah, 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 that's pretty much in danger of just spreading around the industry. It's crazy.
Like I said, I've been around these girls, I've been approached by these girls, I've always been like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
I dated a chick in battle rap. Dated.
Okay. Do I know her?
We're not going to say her name.
No.
Yeah,
do I know her though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
She's been on Vlad TV before?
Yeah, she's been on
okay.
Vlad TV.
All right. I think I know who it is, but we'll leave it off the...
And
Yeah.
I probably was exclusive for like a week and a half.
A whole week and a half. Huh?
Whole week and a half. I could pinpoint, other people that were in that world that, I was messing with for a little while over here, but that was the consistent in people's minds. Mm-hmm. Now, once I decided, nah, I'm good on this, it became a weapon to use against me every time I battled. And I would just lose my mind about this shit. I remember a guy brought her out on stage in his third round. And I'm standing there like, wait a minute, the fuck? She got a microphone on? And, she came out, she said some shit. Of course, that was probably the best rebuttal of all time. I cooked her for even thinking that you could, what? Cooked her. And him. You see his face, like he was celebrating. Like the battle was over, and hit him with that rebuttal. The whole crowd went crazy. Yeah. But that's the dangers of it.
Yeah.
And she's not really gonna. They're always gonna sell it a different way. Like there's not many women that's gonna be real enough to say, yo, I've been chasing this nigga around for a year and a half, and he don't really fuck with me like that. They're gonna make it seem like whatever they want to make it seem like, especially if they're hurt.
Yeah.
So like Saweetie. Chris Brown might not even have smashed.
Yeah.
But the fact that you not denying it, you making him look crazy, you making yourself look untrustworthy so that you could hurt him.
Yeah. And now she's dating like YG now. They're on stage cuddling together, and it's just like,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's too incestuous for me to have a girl is connected. I've never even dated a girl who any of my friends have ever dated in life. Any girl you've ever seen with me that my friends have met, that'd be the first time they've ever seen her.
How do you fact check that?
Well, I mean, you can't fact check it, but when you talk to the person, you realize they lived in a whole different city than anyone you know, and they grew up a certain type of way or whatever else. Yeah, of course, everyone has their little home moments or whatever else.
Yeah, facts.
I've never been surprised later on to know that this person is connected to someone else I know. It's never happened.
I have too many times.
Okay.
Too many times.
But I've always gone outside the pond. You know what I mean? I've always I don't fish where I work. You know what I mean? So co-workers, no, I've never dated anyone that's worked for me. I've never dated anyone really in the industry like that. I've never dated like female rappers or R&B singers because I just like it's too close to home.
I don't know. I kind of appreciate it. Yeah,
I mean, listen.
So maybe it's just a rapper thing.
To each his own.
Maybe it's just a rapper thing. Like,
to each his own. I'm not saying my way is the best. Right. I'm just saying this is what I've done, and it's worked pretty good for me.
Not really. Somebody still came crawling through your window.
Yeah.
You still had to deal with this shit, man.
But he didn't know who I was until after the fact.
Right. So when you found out, it was, this is Vlad? You sucking Vlad's dick, bitch!
Well, in the boxing world, Ryan Garcia just beat the brakes off of Devin Haney. We all thought Ryan was crazy.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you thought it was all trolling and promoting the fight?
I felt like Ryan lost his last fight to Javante.
Yep.
Whatever was going on with Devin and Mayweather, when that sparring match with Javante came out, Javante and Haney, I said, oh, they're dropping the blueprint. Because if you look at Haney, he's a technical fighter. He's a guy that's gonna bop, 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 bop. he's gonna beat you with points. He's never been big on knocking people out, and he's gonna beat you with points. So he's gonna, figure you out. What Tank displayed in that video was, I'm just gonna walk towards you and just start hooking off and see if you can handle the pressure. I don't think you got knockout power like I got knockout power, so I'ma just lay it on you. If you look at certain boxes, Pitbull, his approach, Rolly Romero, he did that to him, and eventually one of those haymakers is going to land. And then, are you the kind of guy that can deal with it? If you are, then throw some of your own. But if you're not, and you're this technical guy who needs to figure me out, you're gonna get knocked out eventually. So I said, oh, okay, they just dropped the game plan. All right, I watched. Ryan started doing all this crazy shit. At first I was like, what the fuck? What is he talking about? They held him down and they raped babies and shit? Oh, what the fuck? But the more I saw it, especially when he would be in person, I'm like, nah, he don't look like he's not working out. He's running a psyop on this dude. Nah, I really said that to myself.
Making him think that, okay, he's crazy and this is going to be a walk in the park.
Yeah, because it's a big fight for Devin.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of pressure. And in a way, his father being involved, there's kind of like an immaturity there. Like, why does your father speak for you so much?
They wanted me to interview Devin Haney's father. They actually offered me the interview.
That would be a great interview.
Would it?
Yeah. Yeah, talk to him.
I guess I want to do Devin Haney, so I turned it down. But I guess...
You turned it down?
Yeah, I turned it down.
Why?
Because I've never been a fan of talking to people's relatives.
But do you know his father's story?
Not so much.
Look it up and call him back.
Okay.
Look it up and call him back.
Well, I know that Devin Haney's dad and Mayweather were going at it on Instagram Live.
Hey, send me his number then. I'll take that interview. I'll take that interview,
okay.
right?
Fine, fair enough.
But yeah, there's an immaturity there. Him being the way he criticized Ryan for drinking and doing certain shit. It was like you're a good boy, huh? You're a real good boy. Okay. Dad, all right. He's gonna disappoint you. Ryan's trying to make you feel a disappointment. He's fucking with you. And if you feel a disappointment, you kind of like let your hopes down. You don't take things as serious. I said that now if Ryan gets in that ring, he starts hooking off. That's basically what he was doing. He was hooking off, and then he would back off, make Devin regain his confidence to attack him, and then he'd start hooking off again.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 3 knockdowns?
Yo, he did this shit over and over, and I'm like, damn, is anyone in the corner telling him, like, yo, you don't notice this pattern that he's running on you? He'll turn and and trying to build his confidence up to stick his face out there and get knocked out. And he just kept doing that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was a clear victory.
And it
If
became
can't
clear.
come back and say, oh, I was robbed. No.
It became clear that he was doing that when they had the face-off at I think it was the Empire State Building. Mm-hmm. And Ryan kept saying, where's your mom, bitch? Where's your mom, bitch? Where's your mom, bitch? I'm like, he's running a fucking psyop on this kid. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it went down.
And it went down.
And
And there's supposed to be a rematch. That's what they're saying. Nah.
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
Just like there was supposed to be a rematch for Joshua and what's homeboy name? The Andy Ruiz. Is it Ruiz? Yeah.
Andy Ruiz face off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doubt it.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
Yeah. Well, on July 20th, we have Mike Tyson, age 57, versus Jake Paul, age 27.
Right. Yeah, well, shout out to Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all the Pauls. You know what I'm saying? These guys have figured out a way.
They broke the code.
Yeah, they definitely
broke
the code.
Yes.
And to have someone like Mike Tyson agree to this shit, like it's getting to the point where Ryan Garcia could fight one of them next. Javante could fight one of them next and make a bigger bag than they would in boxing.
Well, no, because the Logan brothers are too big physically. Although, but then again,
Mayweather,
Logan Paul fought Mayweather, so yeah. So maybe.
No, it ain't the same rules.
No, yeah, it's not regular
the same
boxing
rules.
anymore.
Yeah,
there's no weight classes, pretty much. Okay, so number one, if you put your money down right now, Tyson or Paul?
I'm from Brooklyn.
So Mike Tyson.
You really think there's any other way that this could go?
Well, but I'll tell you this. I just had Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo on my show, and on camera, Uncle Murder bet Tony Yayo that Jake Paul would win. He said
Jake Paul is gonna win?
He said he hopes that he loses because he's from Brooklyn and obviously Tyson and everything else like that. Matter of fact, same region, East New York.
As far as bet, I think Tyson is a little. I think Jake Paul. I just think is too
His
much
money
of
on
an
Jake
age
Paul.
difference.
All right, well, okay.
I think it's too much of an age
How
difference.
much we
for
bet
me,
it?
man.
We bet 5,000 already.
I think we bet something like that.
So we can turn it to
But
10.
yeah.
So who'd you
Look,
put?
that's on-
Did you put
he's
your money
Jake
on
Paul.
Jake Paul?
I put my money on Jake Paul.
I got 10.
Oh,
and
okay.
look,
I want Tyson. Put it like this.
Okay.
Put it like this. It's so real. I want to lose the money.
Look, I'm
Okay.
look.
I
I'm
want to lose.
documenting this.
I want to
Look,
lose the
Vlad,
money.
this documented, right?
But I'm a betting man.
Vlad,
I'm a betting man.
Vlad, this documented,
I
right?
really gamble.
10,000 on Mike Tyson. It's a bet, nigga. I got 10 on it.
It's 5,000.
Since niggas think I'm getting 1,000 a show, I gotta start buying more jewelry and shit. I gotta be ignorant. I'm in my 40s. Damn, what the fuck? Still want to be a rapper on the corner with jewelry and no, I'm in the suburbs. I'm chilling. I'm fucking getting shit painted
Fuck
and
these niggas,
like
man.
I don't care. Yo, so it's 10 grand. I'm telling you.
5 grand.
So look, this nigga
I ain't right now.
No,
Okay, so
Jake Paul,
5. You
no
got
Diddy.
5.
Yeah,
I
it's a
said
$10,000 purse.
You
It's a
taking that bet?
$10,000
Yeah, you're
purse.
taking that $5,000
Yeah, I
bet.
take that 5,000. Tyson
Okay,
gonna
so
knock
there
him
we
out.
go. It's official.
I bet ain't real.
No, it's a real bet.
Murder was capping.
No, he wasn't capping.
Yeah, he was capping.
He wasn't capping.
He was capping.
He was saying that Tyson's just a little too old.
Oh, he doesn't follow the shit like that.
Listen, Tyson is a massively more skilled fighter than Jake Paul. But
With decades
decades
of muscle
but-
memory.
Yes. But if you've seen Tyson doing those sprints, he's kind of slow.
First of all,
He's kind of slow.
when did we ever see Mike Tyson, the fastest man on earth,
No.
ever in his career? We never seen that, right?
Well, I mean, in terms of how he fights, he's extremely fast.
Boxers jog; they don't even sprint.
True.
Like that
That's true.
sprint
That's true.
is purposely being put out there. Look, he looks kind of slow. Yeah, all right, stand in front of them hands. Stand in front of them hands. I bet you them hands ain't slow.
Look,
Ah.
Michael Jai White, when I asked him, and he's like my go-to, boxing MMA guy.
I saw that.
He said he'll give it to Tyson. He said Tyson, the skill level is just way too.
It's
way
too much.
big.
I got Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't see how Jake pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson punching him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops that. Jake is not of the size to give Mike a problem. Mike can be, big guys would hold Mike, guys with long reach and that outweigh him.
Yeah.
I think people that's Mike's weight, with Mike's center of gravity, I don't think there's anything that's going to stop him.
Yeah.
too
So
much.
So him saying Tyson going to win, he's usually right. I mean, he's had a few mistakes when he said Francis Ngannou has no chance against Tyson Fury. And he did really well against Tyson Fury. But then again, Francis ended up losing his next fight.
Now, but the issue with this is we don't know the stipulations.
You think it's going to be a bunch of weird rules, like 2-minute rounds? And
it could be no headshots.
No headshots?
No headshots. Like
what does that mean?
Tyson and Roy.
There was no headshots?
There was no headshots. There was no headshots.
That's weird.
No, it's not weird.
That's not even boxing.
Roy Jones doesn't want to get knocked the fuck out by Tyson. So yeah, no headshots. Now, if it's that kind of situation, I still got Tyson, but we don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
It's not that.
It's one of those things you won't find out until last minute. You know what I'm saying? But nah, Mike Tyson is still Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I mean, listen. If I were to put up my money right now, I would say Tyson. But, listen, I had Jorge Masvidal on my show, the MMA fighter, who got the fastest UFC knockout ever, 5 seconds.
5 seconds, damn.
You know the fight I'm talking about?
No.
It was a flying knee kick. It was crazy.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Wow.
He came in and just bow.
That's some bold shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned the guy into a corpse.
Yeah, I saw you doing yeah. Oh, that's a scary thing. When you first see that shit, you're like, oh, did I kill this guy?
Yeah.
It's nutty.
Nah, I thought he might have been dead. Like, that's what I thought. But he's okay. But
it's a little scary.
Even he said it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell what?
Between Tyson and Jake Paul. He said it could go either way. It could go either way.
Nah.
If you were to put your money on the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight that's supposed to happen in July, who would you say?
Everybody's been asking me that, but there's just so many moving parts to that. Like, is it an exhibition? Is it 16-ounce gloves? Is it 2-minute rounds? It's like so much fucking shit, And Tyson, I don't care who you are, nobody's above Father Time. Tyson's what, like 6 years old, I think?
Tyson is 57.
57.
And Jake Paul is 27.
Yeah, man, that no matter how much of an athlete and mean Tyson was in his prime, this is way past his prime. So I just don't know how much of Tyson is left, All these heavyweights that Tyson's been fighting, those shots just don't go away. He's gotten hit by some of the hardest hitters that ever walked planet Earth, dead square on the jaw. So that only gets worse with time, So could Jake beat him? Yeah. But is that Mike Tyson? No.
Nah. Why? Why would he? How?
I mean, Jake Paul beat Nate Diaz, who
Nate Diaz? I didn't
Nate
even know
Diaz
who
was a legendary fighter.
Bruh.
Legendary.
Bruh. Mike Tyson. Nate Diaz. Mike Tyson. Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz is 39 also.
Bruh.
Much younger than Tyson.
Stop.
All right.
Stop.
Well,
Stop.
Listen,
Stop.
we'll see what happens.
Stop.
We'll see what happens. Everyone's going to watch.
I'm watching.
We're
I'll
all
be
watching.
I'll be watching.
We're all watching.
Now, the scary thing about this whole shit is Tyson wins, then what?
Gets a big bag.
He's getting the bag already.
Oh, he'll get a very big bag for this.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not getting bags like the bag he's about to get.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he was getting those bags.
Right.
But in the last 20 years, he's not been getting the type of bag that he's about to get. The bag he's getting for Jake Paul is not the bag that he got for Roy Jones.
Now, fighters like Tyson, they feel a sorrow when they retire. They feel like they're conforming to some sort of weakness and they can no longer be the warrior that they want to be. I wonder if this is going to open the door for like some sort of geriatric boxing league or some shit, where all these guys are just coming back and just beating the blood out of each other. Like, that'd be crazy.
Like the big three, kind of, for boxing?
Yeah. Wow.
According to unofficial sources, they're saying that Tyson will get $20 million for this fight.
$20 million?
Yes. That's a lot. That's a lot.
For exhibition?
Yeah, for an exhibition fight. Not even an official fight. An exhibition fight at 57 years old, 20 million? That's multi-generational wealth. And Tyson's already wealthy to begin with.
I tell you one thing, I give it up to Jake Paul. I wouldn't do that shit. Because at the end of the day, you get fucked up, you got fucked up at 60. I mean, it's Mike Tyson, but, people are going to throw it at him.
Here's the thing about this fight, right? Jake Paul's biggest obstacle is that he's going to be in the ring with Mike Tyson. And I remember interviewing Evander Holyfield, and he said how Tyson won a lot of his fights because people were just scared of him. People were scared of the legend of Mike Tyson. But him and Tyson go back. They used to spar together when they were younger, and he was never scared of him.
Right.
Even back in the day, there was like a story where like they got into it like in a pool hall, and Mike kind of tried to punk him, and he like grabbed the pool stick away from him and was like, nah, fuck out of here.
Right.
And he said, he's like, when I got in the ring with Tyson, the first thing I had to do was show him that I wasn't scared, because I wasn't. And he said once that happened and Tyson realized that the guy in the ring with him wasn't scared of him at all,
right,
it turned into a very different fight. Same thing happened with Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas, huge, and I interviewed Buster as well. No one thought that Buster would have a chance. They had to go all the way to Japan to even do the fight.
If Buster did any type of homework, then he knows Mike was not in a mental space or physical space.
Right. He didn't take it seriously.
So,
but Buster, I remember even Holyfield, when he had to fight Buster Douglas, I said, did you take it seriously? He said, yeah, I took it seriously. I seen, I knew what Buster could do.
Right.
Even with him being out of weight, he said, I've seen him at that weight knock people out. So no, I was taking it very seriously.
Right. You should take every fight seriously.
Yeah. Well, Tyson did. He was basically had a whole full room full of Japanese girls with Bobby Brown the night before. Drinking, probably doing drugs, having sex, thinking it's a pushover. Only to take that loss the next day. So,
I don't think either of them are going to do that. Now, do you rule out the possibility that someone is kind of predestined to lose?
Could be.
Kind of contractually?
Listen, Tyson taking another loss, it's not like it's Mayweather. Mayweather, I don't think would, unless Mayweather got into some unbelievable financial hardship, which I don't believe will ever happen.
Yeah, that's not
right.
Yeah.
Mayweather with his 50-0 is not going to mess up his record for a few $1 million.
No, because he's undefeated.
He's undefeated. He's going to go down as the greatest boxer of all time in terms of just a pure record type of conversation. But Tyson's had a bunch of losses. Tyson lost to Holyfield. He lost to Buster Douglas. Then at the end, remember, he started losing to a bunch of dudes who were like bums.
Wait a minute. Do you remember during that Logan Paul fight, Mayweather kind of caught this dude too well and he was holding him up?
Yeah, people were talking about this. Yeah, I remember. I felt Tyson was doing the same thing with Roy Jones. I felt Tyson could have knocked out Roy Jones and kept him up.
Right.
This happens.
Oh. If it's an official fight, like you guys really gonna get in there and throw blows, and there's no stipulations, you can't hit me in the head or whatever.
I really hope
I give it to bruh.
Yeah.
You got some heart. Or you just another crazy white boy, but bruh, that's Mike Tyson. I don't know. I can see myself doing it.
Well, NBA YoungBoy just got hit with 63 new charges over drugs, fraud, and so forth. Now, if you're on house arrest and you're not supposed to be taking drugs, posting of an Instagram photo of you lying next to a bunch of pills probably is not the best idea.
It's just a cry for help. It's a cry for help, bro.
I mean, it just stuns me that you're not in prison right now.
Right.
You're living in a massive mansion.
Right.
With your wife and all your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you want to see them. Rappers and interviewers all come to you. You're on four-wheelers and snowmobiles. And yes, I know you can't do shows and you can't go out the way you're used to, but it's so much better than prison. And all you have to do is not do drugs. That's all you got to do.
No. For one, you got to remember these guys probably have been doing drugs their whole career.
Yep.
Now, yes, you're on house arrest. You're in a mansion, but it's still a jail. It's still a punishment.
It's a pretty nice jail.
Yeah, but it's still a punishment, right? Now you're a rich rapper who, you know, you've done some of the craziest shit online, and you know you just feel like, damn, I'm confined to this. I can't do shows. I have to entertain my fans through the internet.
No, you don't.
Yes, he does.
No, you don't.
He wants to keep selling records. Still got to pay the bills.
Listen,
still got to keep his fan base.
He drops so much music. NBA YoungBoy has a very unique fan base. He is someone that doesn't have to tour. He doesn't have to get radio play. He can get shadow banned on YouTube. And when he drops projects, his fans still flock to him.
Right.
He doesn't have to have fake rap beefs. All his beefs.
Apparently he does.
No, all his beefs
are fake. Not fake rap beefs.
People have died
right.
over these various beefs. These are real rap beefs.
Right.
I wouldn't even call them rap beefs. These are real beefs.
Right.
King Von, rest in peace. But beyond King Von, this dude Slutty, who was part of Von's crew, he died. I just interviewed O Block Louie. He got shot in the head. You know,
allegedly, you're saying he's connected to these things?
This was part of the beef. Mm-hmm. The only reason why Von got into it with Quando was because of YoungBoy.
Right.
Quando was signed to YoungBoy, and the argument started over Von's beef with YoungBoy. It
Right.
spilled into affiliated people.
Right.
All I'm saying is people have actually died. You know, and then we could take it back to Baton Rouge and the whole Fredo Bang situation with, you know, his homie and everything else like that.
Right.
YoungBoy has a following and a fan base that I think every artist is envious of. Am I right?
I don't know. I don't know if every artist.
The fact that he could sit in a damn mansion somewhere in Utah and keep dropping projects that do massive numbers and has fucking 100 plaques.
That's impressive.
Without any radio, no hit records.
Right.
No radio play, no music videos. I don't even think he doesn't even do music videos anymore.
You think the people that died have something to do with that?
I'm sure it adds to the whole mystique of it all. Yes, I'm sure of it. But I think if you take that out, he still has a very serious fan base.
Right.
All you got to do is not do drugs. And you could keep this up until your trial date finally hits. Now he's in a jail cell. So however you want to look at it, he's in a much worse place than he was a week ago.
I mean, there's some people that come home from jail. There's some people that just visit. You know what I'm saying?
Go right back.
And go right back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's the real home. I'm not saying that is for him, but bruh, you confined in this place, you got all the money in the world, you could be doing so many other things, and you're just stuck in this house. Like, you can't, everybody's leaving, everybody gets to go out. You know what I'm saying? You're like, it's like when you leave your dog in a house all the time. Eventually you're gonna come back to the crib and shit is gonna be fucked up. The dog's gonna show you like I'm tired of this shit.
Well,
I'm gonna rip some shit up. I'm gonna shit on the floor where I know I'm not supposed to do it. I'm gonna do all this shit. I feel like he's just being rebellious. I'm tired of being in this
back in a
fucking
jail
house.
cell, and now he has a whole bunch of charges that I think are going to be very hard.
Cabin fever. That's what they call that, right? Cabin fever.
Well, I mean, apparently he was, according to the charges, he basically was calling up doctors and getting fake prescriptions and stuff like that.
Because he had nothing else to do. Nothing. So, get high all day. What else are you gonna do?
Well, now he's going to have to probably sit in a jail cell until his trial, and now he's got new charges. On top of it, I mean, like, it wouldn't be completely surprising if YoungBoy got 10 years at the end of the day.
You think so?
I wouldn't be shocked. Would you be like, no, 10 years? I thought it'd be a year or probation.
I don't know, because you gotta remember, if he got caught because of the drugs, he'd probably get a lenient sentence because of the drugs.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. But who knows at this point? 63 charges.
63 of what? The forgery?
Yeah. 63 times. Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's a problem.
They might have saved his life.
Possibly. Yeah, maybe he'll get clean. Hopefully. You know, listen, Boosie's on house arrest. Well, he's got an ankle monitor. He can still tour around, you know, with the help of his PO, but
Right.
he had to stop smoking weed. And he likes it. He said he's cleared up his mind and everything else like that. So it's all good. You know? Who knows? Who knows?
I think that the hip hop civil war and the fact that these are all rappers that we do not expect to kill each other, to send out hitmen. You know what I mean? These are guys that their careers are based on skill, their talent, their ability to rhyme, and they're very, very good at it.
Yeah.
I think what's going on right now is gonna turn down all the other shit. The drill, all these hip hop beefs with artists that not that good, but we pay attention because of what goes on around it. Right now, that shit is getting washed out. A headline could go out tomorrow, nobody's gonna give a fuck. We're still waiting for Kendrick Lamar to drop his fucking diss.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, bro, I really think that what's going on right now is saving hip hop. I'm happy that people are actually listening to the fucking words again.
No, I feel you. I think that, you know, even when you look at Chris Brown and Quavo, these are two top-notch hip-hop/R&B artists. Neither one of them is a slouch.
Right.
Both of them are extremely talented, and they're all roughly A-level, depending on how you look at it.
Right. I don't expect these guys to fight.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's any real threat of violence going on.
Right.
I think this is on record, and I think this is dope. And this is why, you know, when people like Boosie was like, yo, I don't like how people are promoting these rap beefs, like where I'm from, people die, and it's like, and I respect Boosie, that's my man. But like, I don't expect anyone to die between the Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole beef.
Yeah.
None of these parties and entourages have a history of violence.
Right.
Even TDE. But I understand their street backgrounds, and I know Top personally, you know, we live by each other. These guys looked at the death rows of the world and said, we're not going to do that. Right. We're actually going to make our money and sell our records and we could push this image, but we're not actually going to translate this into actual physical violence.
Right.
Because we've seen what happened last time. I don't think Top wants to be cellmates with Suge Knight. You know?
Yeah, doubt it.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
Well, a couple of RIPs before I go.
Mm-hmm.
O.J. Simpson just passed away.
Rest in peace.
I almost had that interview.
Almost.
It was going to be $100,000.
Cameron beat you to it.
Cameron never interviewed him. He was just a guest on the show.
Guest on the show.
Yeah, I could have done that also. But I was actually going to get a full sit-down interview with O.J. It's going to be $100,000. O.J. put me in touch with his guy that basically does all the little cash transactions so he doesn't have to pay off his lawsuits. And it was right there, and it was like $100,000, cool. And he was like, okay, I'm going to need at least, 3 hours. Okay, cool, that's fine. We're going to need the money in cash. Check with my finance person. Okay, cool. As long as they fill out the forms, do the invoice, fill out the W-9, we could do cash. Cool. Okay, OJ will do it, but he doesn't want to get too deep into the murder story. He doesn't want to talk about the blood evidence, whatever else. I said, okay, cool.
And you were still going to do it.
I will go, but he'll talk about his sports career. He'll talk about the Vegas arrests. He'll go into full depth on that. He'll talk about the murder, but not. He could talk about the trial. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll tell you what. I'll go into it with the assumption that he was found not guilty. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to sit there and try
not
to
the
prove.
assumption. He was actually found not guilty.
Exactly.
Right.
But I'm saying I'm not going to go in try to prove that he's guilty.
Right.
Cool. And it came down to before he walks into the room, I need the whole $100,000 in cash up front. And I said, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, nah, OJ. Nah, OJ.
I said, and I remember getting into an argument.
I
said, this guy owes $30 million. And the fact that we're having this conversation is his attempt to circumvent that. And you want me to trust this man with $100,000, which is a big amount for a company my size.
Not only that, but he could just take that shit and just run out of there
that's exactly what
like the old OJ. He's just shaking everybody.
We're both gonna have security there. My security's not gonna shoot him for walking out.
Right.
He could literally say thanks and just drive off. Oh, he's not gonna do that. I said, okay, so how about I give him 50 up front, 50 at the end? Or how about I said I'll do 75 up front, 25 at the end. No. Full amount or nothing. And he basically was like, yeah, and if you basically annoy him and ask too many questions, he's uncomfortable, he's gonna walk out. I said, and you want the money up front?
Nah, that was a
Yeah. So it never happened. It never happened.
That's a full-time Jack move right there.
Exactly.
Wow, OJ almost got you.
Almost. Well, listen, in retrospect, he probably would have done it, and it probably would have been a big interview. But I couldn't afford.
Does that balance out? Now I gotta ask, does that balance out? Do you feel like you would have made $100,000 solely off of that interview?
Over time, maybe.
Over time,
maybe.
A very long time.
A very long time. Yeah, listen, I agree, man. If you want to be gay, be gay. Like, I feel more problems occur when people try to keep hiding the truth. Like, I feel like the most homophobic men are secretly gay themselves.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like the most homophobic men are men that got molested before.
Okay, so they're might be struggling with their own sexuality, that they might be gay.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Which is kind of what I just said.
Right.
Like, you could put me in a room full of gay men and I wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Because I'm not gay.
Right.
Jason from Hollywood Unlocked is gay. That's my friend. We've had dinner together. I've done his show, he's done my show. I don't feel any type of way. I don't feel uncomfortable around him. I'm not interested in him. He's not interested in me. He knows I'm straight. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no weirdness between us.
It's just, you know.
And I definitely don't hate gay people.
Straight men in our community just don't trust the hiding. You know what I'm saying? We feel like that's a form of deception. we don't trust the hiding. Like, why are you hiding it? Are you hiding it because secretly you gonna try some shit with me? You know what I mean? Why are you hiding it? Like, what's gonna?
I've had gay men hit on me. I mean, it's weird, but it's not. It doesn't make me want to kill them or beat them up. It's
You've had gay men?
Yes.
You had them.
I've had gay men hit on me. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Had gay men? No.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. So here's a question, right?
Yeah,
like
I've
let's
had
say,
gay, yeah.
let's say, let's say your girl's cousin comes to stay at your crib for a week.
Okay.
Gay man.
Yeah.
You go to sleep one night, you know, she gets up, goes to work. You're dead asleep. You don't know. You wake up, you're getting head under the sheet.
From him?
You bust a nut, but then you lift the covers and you realize, oh shit, it's the cousin. Are you gay?
Well, you just got raped. That's what you're describing.
Right.
You're talking about me getting raped by a gay man.
Right.
I think that at that moment, you would start to question your own sexuality.
Right.
And you'd have to start dealing with, did I really like it? And if I did, then am I really gay? And I just didn't know it yet. And I think that's why, for example, in the trans community, a lot of times you see a lot of murders happen in that community because they trick men into sexual situations, and then the men find out after the fact that it's actually a man.
Right, and they expect them to go, oh wow, that was so nice. I didn't know that.
And now you
that
pulled
the
out,
pussy was good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? These guys losing their
rug.
mind. I saw a clip on Instagram the other day. This guy was dancing on what he thought was a woman in shorts. And then once he realized it was a man, he hopped up and ran away.
Yeah.
Through the crowd.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. Listen,
Yeah,
I have built my life over being a heterosexual man, loving women, being in relationships with women, having flings with women. You know what I mean?
Right.
Women. I've never, even when I've had, me and my homie would have a threesome with a girl, I would block him out and I'd just be focused on the girl, and I didn't even really like it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I knew at that moment I'm definitely not gay.
Right.
Like, I'm not checking him out.
This ain't it.
In fact, I wish he wasn't even there.
Right.
I don't like, it's happened a couple times in places like Brazil, but I don't go, and me and my homies don't go try to fuck girls together.
Right.
Like, it's not my thing.
Like, what's up? You want to go get another one tonight?
Yeah.
Me and you, man.
Eiffel Tower.
What happened? Right.
Yeah, no, it's not my thing. It's
Right.
not my thing. So suddenly, if I'm suddenly find out that I had a sexual experience with a man and I busted a nut, so therefore I liked it, then now I'm having to rethink my whole life and everything that I thought was true. Up is now down and down is now up. And I'm not saying for me, but I can see how some men might get very violent when
with that
being
overcompensating.
Yeah.
Right.
And overcompensating and trying to prove to the world that they're not really like that.
Well, that's what happens to people that get molested.
Exactly, which is horrible. And when you look at the gay men that I've interviewed, I can't think of a gay man that I've interviewed that wasn't molested as a child by another man. Just to be dead honest.
Which is kind of.
And I'm not going to say that the two are 100% related. I'm just saying that I've interviewed, let's say, about a dozen gay men over the course of my life.
Right.
And every single one was molested by a man early on.
Women don't have the same conflict. I don't think it's the same type of reasoning. Like I think all women are bisexual at some point in their life. Like
Some are. That's not true.
yeah, enough drinks or enough flirting.
Well, you also have to understand that there's a stigma that doesn't apply to women. So, for example, you look at jails, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the most jarring interviews I've had recently was with Terrence Gangster Williams, who's Birdman's brother. He was talking about the tricks that older inmates do on younger inmates to try to get them to do gay stuff. And one of the things he said, like, yeah, they'll be like, well, your hand can't be gay.
Your hand can't be gay.
Yeah. I mean, like,
wow.
Jack me off.
And they fall for that.
I guess it works sometimes.
Who the fuck is falling for that?
I guess someone that,
Nah, if they did that, then it was already gay, bro. Like, if you fall for it.
But sometimes.
Well, I guess my hand isn't gay. Nah,
yeah,
bro.
but sometimes there's like, they'll just walk up to say, hey, jack me off. There's probably pressure. There's maybe you're offering them commissary or cigarettes or drugs.
Yeah.
Or, money or food or protection. And part of that package deal is, well, also jack me off. And, you're not really gay because it's just your hand.
Nah.
Another way they do is like, he said, yeah, they would like, dudes would like, find a guy that they want to have sex with and they'll start kind of like, play fighting. They'll start like, kind of punching him in the body and whatever else. And they see if they fight back. Now, if they don't fight back, then they'll try to take that ass.
Those type of people are.
Well, what I'm saying is, though, in prison, being gay is more acceptable than in the outside world because it's all men anyways. And if you're a lifer, I would guess that most people with life sentences probably have tried some gay stuff along the way. That's my guess.
I would guess that
at least
a lot of people who've had lengthy sentences have tried something along the way.
Yeah. And I've always felt that men that are constantly going back to prison constantly are really gay, and it's just easier for them to deal with it that way.
Right. There. Than outside.
Because it's just more acceptable.
Right.
They don't have to explain to anybody. They got their support group. People understand. And there you have it. Which, to me, is just one more reason not to go to prison. Not to do crimes.
Well, I think everybody should just do that, man. We get to the point where, you have a conversation with people. If everyone was to write their porn search, you'd learn a lot about them.
Sure.
Most women that I speak to, straight women, their porn search is lesbian.
Really? Whereas me, I almost never watch lesbian porn at all.
At all?
Nope. Doesn't interest me.
Nah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm saying, we're different.
It's pretty cool, man.
I'm pretty much straight boy, girl.
Especially with the teachers, they're like, hey.
Yeah, man, listen, more power to you. I respect it. You won't see any trans searches.
Right.
You won't see any cuckold stuff.
If you go, hentai.
Hentai, yeah.
You go down a hentai rabbit hole, you're going to run into a whole bunch of
never really
weird
been the
shit.
hentai guy.
Right.
Never been the, what else? Bondage or S&M. Once again, not really my thing.
What about the stepmom? The stepmom?
No, I almost felt that. I feel like that's kind of dancing with pedophilia. You know what I'm saying?
Depends.
Yeah, no stepmom, stepdad, daughter-in-law type stuff. But then again, it's like if I'm searching if there's a particular porn chick that I like,
right, and
there's a new scene
like
that just happens to be that,
right,
then fine, I'll watch it, but not because of the backdrop is just
Right.
because I want to see the girl.
Yeah.
You know? So that's just me.
Shit's crazy.
It's crazy.
Be yourself.
Yes.
Just be yourself.
Yes.
Be free.
Math Hoffa, always a pleasure, man. You know, you'll see me next on My Expert Opinion, which I've already quit as a co-host. Catch me on your favorite podcast, talking trash about Math Hoffa and why I left.
That's crazy.
Banding together with all his other co-hosts, forming my own
it's
podcast.
like a whole support group.
And
like,
talk about him in every episode.
Let's get together and maybe we get some views.
It's always interesting where like, and you have this, you have it, I have it, you have these podcasts, platforms, whatever, that the only way they get views is when they talk about you.
Yeah.
They cover all types of other topics that don't hit, but when Vlad or Math Hoffa is in that title, when you sort by most viewed, that's what you see. And y'all know who you are.
That's a fact.
Y'all know who you are. And if that's what works with you, for you, that's cool. I ain't tripping.
But it's like I never understood why people would complain and then take that route. Like if you believe that, you know, you're meant for something greater and you're in such a terrible situation, then go, excel.
Yeah.
Live.
Right.
Don't abuse the algorithm using my name every chance that you get. Like you're still kind of like, it's like I'm still paying you and I don't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
listen, if you were the real
you're
talent,
taking your salary from me now.
If
You know what I
were the
mean?
real talent in that partnership, you should be able to do it without that other partner.
Right.
Right? I've had over 100 employees over the course of Vlad TV over the 16 years. Some of them have claimed that they're the reason why we are where we are, but they've left and we continue to do well, and you've never seen a lot from them.
Right.
So you could think that, but reality doesn't agree with you.
Right. I'm like, that whole narrative kind of pisses me off because I'm like, do you people realize like how many times this room has changed? Like, you're talking about these people, oh, the show's not gonna be the same. Bruh, this shit has switched so many times, it's like, pay attention, you know what I mean? Yeah. I actually invited 2 of those guys to come to the show. And debate with me some of their claims.
They didn't want to do it?
Of course not.
Hey, you never know, maybe they will at one point.
I doubt it.
Yep.
I doubt it.
That's what it is, Math Hoffa. Until next time, peace.
Be yourself, don't G yourself.